not trying to get Simon. He has sent the angel of death himself to claim him.
And us?
If he once breaks into the circle, if we once catch sight of his face...
Jeez, I don't know if my levels are all crazy or not, but, you know, whatever. You're gonna have to deal with it. Hello, everybody. It's Nick the Rat Radio, episode 543. It is Wednesday, my dudes. What is it, 6/10? June 10th? My microphone okay here? What is this? It's loose. My microphone is loose. It's wiggly. It's a wiggly spiggly. June 10th, 2026. It is 10 p.m. right on the dot. All right, I'm lying. It's 10:07 right now, if you're keeping track. Last week, I was in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, last week's episode was weird. I don't know how... I don't know. I put something out there, you know? I did something. I did a little something. I interviewed Jane, that crazy broad. She was cool. She's a good lady. I gotta clean this window here. I just scrub it down a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay. Tonight's episode is going to be about demons. So if you have little children, they should not be in the room, okay? It's going to get a little bit scary, a little bit spooky. We're going to be talking about some creepy stuff tonight on Nick the Rat Radio. I hope you're ready for it. Oni? Isn't that like a Japanese demon? I don't know if we'll be talking about Japanese demons. Actually, I might actually be giving somebody that summons demons for a living, I think. I think she does it for a living. I really don't know what she does for a living. Half these people out there, I don't know what they're doing for livings. But we're going to do a little short interview tonight. It's not going to be a very long interview. She said she'll give me like 10 minutes of her time. She's charging me a lot of money, so. How did I like Charlotte? How was Charlotte? Charlotte was good. It was very spaced out. It's mostly residential stuff. I don't know how people live there, because when you're in when you live in Brooklyn your entire life, New York City, you see about 100 people when you're walking just down the block to the store. And in Charlotte, you see about 5. So everybody says hello to everybody because you could do that there. You can't really say hello to everybody you meet in New York because you'll never get anywhere. You'd just be like, hi, 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 hi. How you doing? 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 When Charlotte, everybody that you walk past, it's like, oh, I haven't seen a person in 5 miles. Hey, how you doing? There's another person out here. This is crazy. It's crazy. Nice weather. Beautiful weather. It wasn't humid at all. It was pretty hot, but once you got into the shade, it was fine. You need a car there. You're not doing nothing. You're not doing anything out in this area without a car. There's barely even sidewalks. Then I went to the city area. I went to the heart of Charlotte. It was cute. You look at it and like, there's the skyline. I see there's about 5 buildings. The only buildings that I've seen anywhere. And it was all banks. It's all Wells Fargo. Basically, I think they should change the name of Charlotte to Wells Fargo. And there's like nobody on the streets there either. I was there on a Thursday and a Friday. I was there during, I guess, working hours. I don't know. But there's a couple people walking down the street. They don't really have stores. Now, I'm sure what I'm talking about is familiar with most places on the planet. I'm aware that large cities are different than most of the country. But you must realize that I'm uncultured. So I don't go anywhere. Yeah, you need credit cards in Charlotte. They can deny cash there. I was like, what the hell is this? We only take card. I was about to say, I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you. You gotta take my goddamn cash. Did I go to the Home Depot? No, I did go to Walmart though. It seems like to get stuff in these places, because even in the city there were no stores. It was a little bit strange for me. You'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the city," and you're in the city area, and it's like a couple of buildings, a couple of restaurants, and that's about really it. There's I didn't really see any like clothing stores or shoe stores or delis or anything. I'm sure they're there. Maybe I wasn't looking very well, but it seems like you need a car and you have to go to you have to drive and you have to go to a place that has larger stores. You have to drive to places, but everything was fairly close by. I feel like a 20-minute drive got me from here to there across the whole fucking map. I don't know what they're talking about. Traffic was a joke. There was no traffic. I was going rush hour and fucking, maybe instead of 20 minutes, it took me 25 minutes. In New York, when you're in traffic, you go about 5 miles per hour. Traffic there was like 40 miles per hour. So I was like, okay, sure, whatever. So yeah, it was a cool place. Went to, I guess, there was a bunch of weed stores there, but I don't think weed is legal there. Not like I smoke anymore anyway, but it did smell like there was legit marijuana being smoked. Maybe it was that fake shit that I always complained about. Let's see, what else was there? The prices for houses is great. I was looking at a whole bunch of places. We were doing a bunch of open houses. 400,000 will get you basically what I would consider to be a mansion in where I was. Atlanta will freak me out that everybody drives really fast there. I'm sure they do. I didn't really spot too many bad drivers there. I only saw maybe about 2 homeless people and no feces on the floor. I was very happy about that. Not one pile of dog shit did I come across. That's unheard of where I live, basically. I'm sure there's dog shit right outside the sewer right now. So the prices of houses is very low. But I heard like the jobs there pay less, which is very strange because sure, the houses are cheaper, but everything else was the same damn price. I went out to eat. All the restaurants were charging the same thing. All the points of interest, like the museums, were charging the same thing. It was weird. I'm like, man, I thought that when you go to smaller places that you could get a fucking fish taco for less than $15. No, everything was about the same in prices except for the houses. So I don't know how all that works out, but yeah. I also had I had bad insomnia there. The place I was staying at, I didn't like the pillow setup. So I basically had no sleep while I was there, and I stayed up all night watching Spider Noir, which. Spider Noir, it was pretty shitty, but if you like Nick Cage, if you're a Nick Cage enjoyer, it was a good show. It was fun to watch. No, don't move to Carolina. Move to northern Nevada. I should move to northern Nevada. See, this is another thing too. I'm a very uncultured person, so I don't know where anything is anywhere. Like maybe Nevada is better. Maybe fucking. Nashville. I hear good things about Nashville, Tennessee. Maybe that's better. Maybe Georgia. Maybe fucking, I don't know. Maybe Washington State is better to live in. But so I had to, have to figure all that out. But I did enjoy Carolina. I actually bumped into an old friend there, which was pretty cool. I actually bumped into a random stranger that lived down the block from where I lived. He said, "Yeah, I used to live right where you live, sonny boy." it was a bunch of Irish people living there. I was like, yeah, well, now it's all Palestinian people. So there you go. Most places are corrupt and dangerous to some degree. Dangerous. Danger? I didn't see really any danger there. Well, there was a couple of people, I guess, expressing their Second Amendment right. There was a couple of dudes just walking around with their pistoles on their hips. I was like, that's pretty cool. Whatever. Is this live? I don't know. Am I recording? Are we live? I think we're live. Shot at the rail station. Now, Atlanta is pretty rough, I hear. Like, yeah, it's pretty rough, Atlanta. But Carolina seemed pretty laid back and cool. The weather was, it was great, though. Like, there was no humidity. That's what, right now, my balls are, like, bat winged to my thighs right now, stretched out. Yeah, anyway, back to Spider Noir really quick. I know that's really all I had to say about North Carolina, I guess. I'll tell you about the flight after. There was a bunch of stuff about the flight that I want to talk about that I didn't know about, but we're going to talk about Spider Noir really quick. Nick Cage is just having fun doing it. A lot of it didn't make sense. Like, some points you see Spider-Man swinging around, doing shit, punching people. And then other points, he's having a hard time crawling over a chest-high wall. He's like, I can't get over this wall. And then he falls and rolls over. It's like, what is going on? You've been loving Spider Noir. Spider Noir it was good. The things that I didn't like, there was two of the bad guys I didn't like. The Electro guy, I don't know if you're up to it yet. Actually, I didn't like really any of the bad guys. I didn't like the superhero, the super villains. I didn't like the Sandman, the Electro guy, or I think he's a lizard guy. I don't even know what he is. The actors are they're not the best, we'll say. But other than that, you know, it's a fun show. Nick Cage is funny. He acts all Nick Cage. He's acting nuts. But the Spider-Man is very strange in it because, as I said, he'll be doing superhero shit, and then the next scene he can't even climb over a chest-high wall. So, oh yeah, it's a very ridiculous show. If you're watching Spider Noir and you're like, oh, this is gonna be something super special, no, it's silliness. It's Nick Cage acting like a nut. I do suggest watching it in black and white. I think it was a little bit better that way. Yeah, they could have definitely have seen him. I don't know. Maybe they're all drunk because everybody in the show was drinking the whole fucking time and smoking and drinking and smoking and drinking and smoking and drinking. It made it really rough for me. I was like, oh God, I can go for a whiskey right now. Give me a goddamn whiskey. These guys are all drinking. But you know, they all feel like shit after they're drinking anyway. So, and I was like, you know what? I'm happy I don't have to do that anymore. I feel great. I feel great, people. I feel amazing. But yeah, so that's where I am right now with that. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll talk to you about the airplane shit that happened. And then we'll get into demons. So stick around. Let's listen to some music first. We got NCMFYT with The Reality. We'll be right back. Welcome to the sewer. Nicola Coppola. Alright everybody, welcome back to Nick the Rat Radio, where I'm going to be bashing the TSA a little bit. Flight there at LaGuardia Airport was, or JFK. I left JFK, that's what I took, yeah. JFK, get there, show my ID, get on the airplane, perfect, mwah, great flight, awesome. The way back, they scanned my ID and they're like, "Sir, you don't have real ID." I'm like, well, no shit, I don't want to be complete. I know I'm being tracked probably right now, but I'd like them not to track me as much as they could be tracking me with the real ID, which probably has like a micro. Does real ID have a microchip in that shit or something? I'll look that up really quick. Does real ID have a microchip in it? Microchip. Like, what is the real ID? It does not have a microchip. Enhanced driver's license does have it. So what is, I don't even, but it cannot be tracked or read remotely. It's contains your printed information in a barcode that law enforcement can scan. What's the diff between a real ID and a regular old driver's license? So I didn't know that the enhanced driver license has I thought the real ID had the scanner inside of it, but I guess I'm totally wrong on that. Primary difference is the real ID complies with stricter federal security, allowing you to use it for domestic air travel, where a regular standard driver's license cannot be used at a TSA checkpoint. But it works in New York. So either I don't have a real ID because I had the option to get it and I was like, I don't fucking want a real ID. They wanted a whole bunch of other information from me. When I got it, they're like, oh, when I went to get my ID updated, I brought some fucking mail from my house and stuff, but they were like, this mail is old. You need some real mail that you just got this week. And I was like, I don't care about the real ID. Just give me my ID. I'm getting out of here. So going there, nothing happened. On the way back, TSA is like, you don't have a real ID. That'll be $45, sir. They charged me $45, 45 extra smackaroonies for what? For what? For what fucking reason? I was pretty pissed, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta scan this barcode." I was like, "What if I didn't have a phone with me and I couldn't scan the fucking barcode? Would I just be sitting here with my dick in my hand?" Like, I was pretty fucking mad that they did this to me, but because I thought, I'm like traveling domestically. I'm traveling domestically. What the fuck do I need a real ID for? Like, here's my fucking license. Asshole, I'm American. I'm American. Let me get on the fucking airplane. Yeehaw, fucker. They did say if I had my passport, that would have been fine. I do have a passport, but I didn't bring it with me because I figured I was flying domestically and hell yeah, America, yeah. But apparently, no, fuck you. So I looked into it more. Apparently the scanners at JFK Airport are like scanners version 2, which you don't need real ID for because their scanners are a little bit better. So I was like, what? Just because you got fucking shit tech here, I have to give you $45? It's like, does this $45 give me a real ID? Do I get my money back once I safely land? No, you don't get it. You don't get it. That was a big fucking stick in my asshole. So there you go, people. I don't travel much, so this is why it was all new to me. It was all very new to me, and it was very annoying, and I was very, very mad about it. Very mad. But I didn't cause a scene because I just wanted to get the fuck on the airplane. So another shitty thing that happened was my airplane was 3 fucking hours late. So I was supposed to land at 10 o'clock. I got home at I landed in New York at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Motherfuckers. You carry your passport on you at all times? Fuck. I usually just leave my passport at home I don't want to lose that shit. Or get robbed, you know? If you get robbed and they take your passport, whatever. But, man, so, yeah, just the card. I don't know. I got the whole fucking book with, like, naked pictures of bitches and shit and stamps from all around the world. Nah. Then I came across this other news article that I thought was really interesting. I would like to share it with you right now. It was pretty fucking wild. Jesus Christ, there's so many pig butcherers on Discord lately. Discord, you'll get, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but on Discord, you'll get random messages from people. They'll add you as a friend. It's like, oh, hey, I was playing a game with you and, oh, wait, that wasn't you? By the way, I'm from China and I'm 25. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? They're pig butcherers. They just want, like, oh, I'd be like, oh, hello. I'm also 25 from China. How are you? Or you get messages on Discord and the people are like, hey, look at my artwork. And they show you a whole bunch of fucking AI shit. And they're like, hey, can I do some art for you? It's like, back off. Back off. All right, so, yeah, so Discord's all fucky. But check out this news article right here. Let me copy this link and paste it up in here. Let me get this going. I should have had this all prepared and ready. But that's not how we do it on Nick the Rat Radio. We do it live. All right, there we got this. Let's add a new tab. We'll paste this. We'll go here. United Airlines flight to Spain pulls a U-turn, apparently over Bluetooth device name. All right, I'm going to read this to you. Let's see, do I have to log in? Okay, I'm going to read this article to you really quick. And then I have a lot of shit to say. I just want to see if the information I'm looking for is in here. It's probably not. United Airlines flight from Newark, New Jersey to Palma de Mallorca, Spain pulled a U-turn late Saturday over what appears to have been a suspiciously named Bluetooth device. I like to name my Bluetooth devices like fuck you, connect to me, and fuck you. We got flight tracking data shows the flight, which should have landed in Spain, blah, blah, blah. Instead returned to Newark after 4 hours in the air. Wow, I would have been pissed if I was on that plane. United Airlines told NPR via email that the flight turned around to address a potential security concern. Multiple posts on social media from self-identified passengers indicate that the problem was the Bluetooth device on board the plane. Several of the passengers posted photos or videos of them on board the airport with timestamps that match the flight's actual schedule. Some passengers knew little more than that the flight attendants had. They asked passengers to turn off their Bluetooth devices. Their security detail out there, someone had a Bluetooth speaker and they named it a certain 4-letter word. I heard it was bomb. I heard that somebody had, there was an active Bluetooth network labeled bomb. Did they find who this was? So they had to inspect the whole aircraft, including the cargo area. 4-letter word. Okay, so there was a Bluetooth device labeled bomb. Another Reddit post of someone who claimed to be the spouse of a passenger similarly reported the word was bomb, blah, blah, blah. Was a teenager's speaker. All right. To get on the plane, you have to go through security. Did they find a bomb when they got on the fucking plane? Like this drives me crazy. This is retards at their finest hour. Yeah, you could name a Bluetooth device you can name it God. What if somebody named it God? Oh my God, God's on the airplane. We have to land. Did they think that their security was so shit that everybody that got scanned and all the money they stole from people because they didn't have a fucking real ID, oh God, it's insane. It's insane. Like they what are they doing? pulling the plane around. They're in the air. They already scanned everybody. Everybody went through security. There's no fucking bomb on the plane, you idiots. It's a Bluetooth device. You can name it anything. You can name it anything. It doesn't. It's not a bomb. It's just the word bomb. Did they really think, oh man, we might have missed a bomb? Somebody put a bomb on the plane. JC, a bomb. JC, it's a bomb.
Ready?
You better double check your systems. That mechanic was an imposter.
Yeah?
Everett doesn't know him. What did he work on?
The fuel system. Now that you mention it. Wait a minute. This isn't right.
What isn't?
Oh my god, JC, a bomb!
But that was an actual real bomb, not just a Bluetooth device named bomb.
A bomb.
It's remote controlled. Hold on.
Get out of there.
Just have to pull this wire. There. Relax. I disabled the detonator. We can drop the thing in the Atlantic on the way back to the States.
You guys gonna drop a bomb off in the ocean? Come on, guys. Just hold on to the bomb. Don't litter like that. JC, a bomb. I love that game. All right, let's take one more music break. Then we're going to talk about demons. Or should I thank people first? No, we'll do the demon segment. Then we'll come back and thank people after that. And then we got a lot more crazy stuff to go through. It's going to be a wild ride, people. So strap on and get ready for it. We got Redline Fury with Halfway to Mars. And then they found out that a Bluetooth device was named a bomb. And they had to go home because people are retarded.
Oh my god, JC, a bomb!
A bomb. Just tell me where it is.
Oh my god, JC, a bomb! Oh my god, JC, a bomb!
Not likely. Great.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nick the Rat Radio, where you're the best on the show. Okay, let's talk about Les Demons. So everybody, lock the doors, close the blinds, and tell whoever's sitting next to you that they're probably going to be fine. I used to be afraid of demons. I still am, but I used to be too. Anyway, tonight we're going to go somewhere old. Older than Christianity, older than Rome, older than almost any religion most people alive today have ever even heard about. We're going to be talking about demons. Not ghosts, not urban legends, not Slender Man, even though he's cool. We're talking about demons. Hopefully we talk about some demons with some big titties. No, we're not talking about that. Ball? We might talk about ball. I don't know. We're not talking about titties either. We're talking about entities. Entities that humans have been arguing about, fearing, worshiping, communicating with, and running from for literally thousands of years. But tonight, we're asking 3 questions. Where did demonology actually come from? And I mean, like, where did it really come from? Not like Sunday school bullshit. You know, I'm talking about, like, where did demonology start? Because if we're going to be talking about demons, we got to know the beginnings of it, all right? We got to find out. Number 2, we want to know who are the people who decided it was a good idea to try to make contact with them, and what happened when they did. And 3rd, and this is where it gets weird, even for like this show, which is pretty fucking strange. Could AI be the newest chapter in what is essentially humans' oldest obsession? We're talking to something we don't fully understand. We're getting answers we didn't expect from a place that we can't see. Now I'm going to be telling you guys right now, some of what we're talking about tonight, it's going to be fucking scary. Some of it's theology and folklore, and some of it's psychology. Yeah, I read William Gibson. I love some William Gibson. Damon. It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, we're going to be... It's okay, you're right. Okay, the chat room. Le chat. Le radex. But either way, I think it's fascinating, and I hope you do too. All right? So, the word demon, it doesn't come from Christianity, doesn't come from the Jews, didn't come from ancient Greek. Actually, it did come from, not ancient Greece. It's a Greek word, though. It was daimon, like a D-A-I. It's not daemon, it's D-A-I-mon. Early Greeks thought that they weren't evil, you know. I don't think that they're evil either. You know, they thought it was just a spirit of something between the gods and the humans. They didn't think it was God, they didn't think it was human, or something in between there. Something divine. They even thought it was mortal. Socrates, the guy they literally put on trial for corrupting youth and then made to drink poison, Socrates talked about his own daemon. He had his own daemon. He described it as an inner voice, something that guided him, something that would warm him when he was about to make a mistake. He said it never told him what to do, but it would stop him from doing the wrong thing. It was a good little guy. He had a good little demon on his shoulder. I have that inner voice too, but it usually just says, like, that's a bad idea after I already did it. So it's not very useful for me. Maybe it worked better for Socrates. I think my daemon is broken. Mine is just like, oh, crap. It's piss and vinegar. Scholars, they debate whether he meant this literally or if it was metaphorically. Scholars debate everything. That's what they get paid to do. But the point is, ancient Greeks, they weren't terrified of demons the way that we picture like demonic possessions and stuff. The fear came much later. Before that, it was all like, you know, whatever, a demon. I got somebody talking to me, telling me what I shouldn't be doing, and it's kind of helpful. It's kind of cool. Came from Mesopotamia. If you want the real ground zero for demonology, you go to the ancient civilizations of what is now Iraq. The Sumerians, the Akkadians, the Babylonians, the Assyrians. These people left behind thousands of clay tablets with naked pictures, and it talked about demons and stuff on these things. Some were protective, but a lot of them were destructive. Ancient Mesopotamia, their worldview was that the invisible hostile forces that surrounded human beings were these demons. Diseases wasn't caused by a bacteria. The Babylonians, they thought that these diseases were actually caused by a demon called Asaku. Asaku. A-S-A-K-K-U. Luckily, there's no 3 Ks in there. Mental illness was caused by a spirit called Galu that has grabbed onto a motherfucker, like jumped on him. Nightmares, seizures, paralysis, sudden death, all attributed to specific entities with specific names. And these weren't like vague superstitions. There was a detailed, organized system for all of this. It was pretty fucking cool. I need to get a book. I want a book that has all this tied together. I think that'd be a cool book. Hell, if I can't find one, maybe I'll make one. Let me put that on my list of things to do. Right up there with John's vinegar book. One of the most famous ones from this tradition is Pazuzu. And we all know Pazuzu. A certain little movie in 1973. But either way, Pazuzu existed in carved amulets and clay tablets thousands of years before Hollywood got their claws in them. He was depicted as like a figure with a human body, a lion or dog's head. He had eagle talons for feet, 2 pairs of wings, scorpion tail, and a serpent for a dick. That's pretty cool. It's finally like a demon with commitment issues. You know what I'm trying to say? There's the weird part, though. People wore amulets. They wore omelets. They cracked eggs on their chest. They wore these of Pazuzu. They had like Pazuzu necklaces for protection because he was the king of the wind demons. I guess it would help you to not break wind. And he was the enemy of the demoness Lamashtu. I like that name. Lamashtu. She was one of the most feared entities in the Mesopotamian world. She was believed to attack pregnant women, cause miscarriages, and steal infants up in the night, spread disease. She was quite the bitch. So Pazuzu himself, a demon, was invoked to drive her away, probably because he farted a lot, I'm guessing. So there you go. The first organized demonology in human history included the idea that you could use a demon to fight a demon. That's not so different from some of what cult practitioners claim today. Let's see here. Now another figure who doesn't get enough attention in mainstream discussions about this topic is, oddly enough, named Lilith, who I'm going to be trying to call up later tonight. Lilith is the demonologist. She summons demons. At least that's what she told me. She said I could give her a call. We're going to try to call her later. Lilith, and see if she could open up any of this for us, to expand our minds. You might have heard this name before, though. It's in Jewish mystical traditions, particularly in text like the alphabet of Ben Sirah, Lilith is described as the first wife of Adam before he broke up with that bitch, probably because she was too flat. Got with Eve, maybe because she smelled a little better down south, maybe. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Twitch is messed up? What's going on Twitch? I thought I fixed Twitch. Twitch ain't working? Is it you talking about the bubbles? All right, I got the bubbles working again. Is that what you want to? I hope it's working a little bit better. Last week or 2 weeks ago, it was all messed up because I had some weird new thing checked that was causing issues. I don't. But either way, I'm sorry. If Twitch is not working, go talk to Jeff Bezos. Send a daemon over to him. Let's see here. She refused to submit. She left the garden and became associated with infant death, nightmare attacks, and sexual predation. Wow, I like that in Lilith. But Lilith almost certainly predates the Hebrew texts that absorbed her. You know, she was definitely there before that. Yeah. Most scholars believe she was evolved from a class of Mesopotamian storm demons called Lilitu. Female wind spirits that flew at night and were associated with diseases and madness. Anyway, the point is, these traditions didn't appear independently. They travel, they merge, they evolve, they change, they update, they fucking, all that fun stuff. So when you see similar demonic figures across completely separate cultures, it tells you something. Either there's something real that all these people independently encountered, or there's something in human psychology that keeps generating the same symbolic figures over and over. Both of those possibilities are pretty scary. I think. I don't know. Maybe you don't think it's scary, but I think it's a little bit weird. In Persia, we got Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest living religions. I don't know. Does anybody still practice Zoroastrianism? I thought Zorro died in the 40s or some shit. Because they made guns and they shot him. All he had was a whip, right? That's what Zorro had. Lilith was not fair. She was a bitch that stole children. Zoroastrianism organized the spirit world into a cosmic war between good and evil forces. The evil ones were called devas. Sound like demons a little bit? Or divas. Maybe it's divas or daemon. I don't know. Devas. Let's see. We got ancient India. Similar entities appeared in early Hindu and Buddhist texts. The Vedic tradition describes asuras, powerful supernatural beings opposed to the gods. Early Christian demonology, which inherited heavily from both Jewish mysticisms and Greek philosophy, the demonic realm became increasingly organized. The idea emerged that there were ranks of them, hierarchies, a system, a structured system of beings with specific names, specific powers, specific areas of influences. And that brings us to the people who decided to do something about it. Before there were grimoires, there were shamans. The oldest evidence we have for ritual spirit communication comes from prehistoric sites, cave paintings, burial practices, carved figurines, all of which suggest that certain individuals in early human societies were believed to meditate between the visible and invisible worlds. These are the ancestors of what we later call shamans, priests, oracles, and eventually crazy people, psychopaths, nuts, like me. In ancient Mesopotamia, there were specialists called ashipu. Sounds like a dog, but it actually translates to exorcist priests. They're not random people. They were highly trained ritual spiritualists who mesmerized and memorized vast amounts of incantation literature. Like when someone fell ill or suffered from what we might call a psychiatric breakdown, you'd get on your phone and you'd call up a shippu. Hi, somebody's going crazy. Can you come over here and check this guy out? Then they would come over. They perform diagnostic rituals so they could figure out which entity has actually afflicted the person. And then they perform counter rituals, which is pretty cool. The oldest known exorcism text in the world, the Maqulu, M-A-Q-L-U. It's a series. It comes from ancient Assyria. So some weird words tonight that we're working with, but either way, Maqlu means burning, just like that feeling that I have between my legs right now. I wonder which demon gave that to me. Maybe tonight I could ask Lilith and we could figure this shit out. It's not cool. Not cool at all. These were extended exorcism rituals involving fire, recitation, and effigy destruction. They contain dozens of incantations addressed directly to the demonic beings. Some of the text are 3,000 years old. In ancient Greece, there were men called Goetsi. No, I don't think it's Goetsi. It's Goetes. Goetes. And that word is the root of the modern term Goetia, which you probably never heard of, but if you did, you found it in occult context. Goetes, remember to eat your Goetes every morning if you want to be strong like me. They were believed to be able to summon and communicate with the spirits of the dead and other entities. They were very controversial. Some were respected, some feared, and others were prosecuted, as usual. That's what we do. The tension between official religion and private spiritual practices is as old as civilization. But now let's talk about one of the most important figures in the entire history of demon contact. King Solomon. The historical Solomon. If he existed in the form described in Scripture, ruled around 10th century BCE. But the magical Solomon, the one who commands demons, appears in texts written centuries later. The most famous is the Testament of Solomon, probably composed somewhere between the 1st and 5th century CE. Talk about urban shadow men. They're out in the streets right now, I heard. Now, I'm going to talk about these ancient demon summoners. Solomon, he had a ring that he wore on his finger. And he summoned demons with that ring. Then he interrogates them. Then he learns their names, their weaknesses, and which angels can bind them. He puts them to work building the temple in Jerusalem. The demons are compelled to reveal themselves. You see them everywhere. That concept, compelling a demon to speak, to reveal its name, to submit the questioner, became the foundation to later Western occultism. The idea that knowing a demon's true name gave you the power over it, power over the demon. That ritual containment, a circle, a triangle, specific words, this could protect the practitioner from the demon. So you don't want to be messing with demons if you don't know how to protect yourself. You basically need the demon condom if you're going to be playing with them. You don't want to be fucking with these demons without knowing how to keep yourself safe. These ideas got transmitted through centuries of Jewish mysticism, absorbed into Islamic magical traditions, filtered into medieval European grimoires, and eventually became the ceremonial magic traditions that the occultists still practice today. The most famous collection of these is the Ars Goetia. Arsgoetia. Look it up. It's really cool. Basically, that is the first book of. It's the large. It's like it's a big old chunky grimoire called the Lesser Key of Solomon. Some really, really interesting stuff. It was compiled in the 17th century through and it describes 72 demons, each with a name, title, rank, bra size, etc., and their abilities. Like, we got Baal, okay? We're going to talk about Baal. He's the first demon of the Goetia. He's depicted as a cat, or a toad, or a man, or all three at once. Basically, nobody knows. He was supposed to have the power to grant invisibility, which is pretty fucking cool. So maybe we could try to summon Baal later tonight and make me disappear. I think everybody would probably be happy if that actually happened. Then there's Paimon. Hey, Paimon! He's a powerful king, depicted as riding a camel. Probably smoking cigarettes, too. He's said to have teaching arts, sciences, and the secrets of Earth. Then we got Amon, which is one dude. He's depicted as a wolf with the serpent's tail. And he's said to reconcile enemies and reveal past and future events. The list goes on. We're not going to get into all of them. But basically had 72 specific entities with specific attributes that all did their own little thing. Was this a practical manual for actually summoning demons? Believers say yes. But skeptics said it was an elaborate superstition. Either way, it became one of the most influential occult texts ever written and remains in print today. People still making money off that shit. Ah, thank you so much, NetNet. Why would you stop eating bacon? Yep. But maybe the most documented and historically fascinating attempt at demon contact in Western history didn't involve Solomon's Grimoire at all. This actually happened in 1580 in Elizabethan England. We had a guy named John Dee. He was a mathematician, an astronomer, an astrologer, and he also advised Queen Elizabeth I. He was one of the smartest guys in England. And he really wanted to talk with angels. He was I don't know, maybe he was an angel investor. He needed money for something. No, I'm not too sure. He worked for the Queen, so he probably was doing fine, if you know what I'm trying to say. He partnered with a man named Edward Kelly, who was a self-described spirit medium. And for years, they performed what they called a scrying session. Scrying session is like opening a web browser and going to ChatGPT, basically. Kelly would stare into a black obsidian mirror or a crystal ball, and he would report what he had saw and he heard. And D was the lazier person. He would just write it all down. So, yeah. What emerged from those sessions was extraordinary and strange. The entities that communicated through Kelly gave them an entire language. Letters, a system of tables, complex encoded messages. D called it the angelic language. I need to get some of these books. I want the angelic language book. That sounds cool. Most occultists since have called it Enochian, after the biblical patriarch Enoch. don't come knocking on my door. Now, whether Kelly was a fraud, an actual medium, or was experiencing drugs, I guess, we don't know because he's dead. He's no longer with us. But what we can say is that the material he produced was very complex. So complex that even scholars still debate whether one person could have invented it alone. He might have been on some really good drugs. The Enochian system influenced almost every major Western magical tradition that followed it today. Even that silly guy, Aleister Crowley, you know who he is. He used it. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn used it. Jack Parsons, the rocket scientist, who was one of the founders of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, he was also an occultist. He used it. We'll get back to why that last one matters when we get to the AI section. But let's take a quick musical break for now. I think I filled your brains with enough stuff for the next 20 years. But we're going to get back to it in a little bit. First, let's listen to Pacific Veil with Sex Eyes. See you soon. excuse me, everybody. Hello, welcome back. I want to talk about some convincing evidence here, because I'm not here to tell you what to believe if there are demons or anything, but I'm going to give you some actual cases now, some actual pudding with proof inside. You can take this for what it is, but anyway. Let's start with what might be the most documented possession in history. Why am I yelling? I'm not yelling. I'm talking in a very sensual way right now. We have the Loudun possessions in 1634 in Loudun, France. This is normal sewer voices, everybody. A group of Ursuline nuns became sick, I guess. They were convulsing, speaking in unusual voices, physical contortions. Maybe they saw a picture of me naked. Then there was a public exorcism ordered over that would be a cool app. Instead of Uber, it would be like an exorcism thing. Like, I need to order an exorcist. We should do what? Let's do that tonight. Let's make a. What was that first app that I want? I wanted to make a book about the demons and what they did, and have like a cool picture of them naked or something, and then a way you could order an exorcism. Is that legal? Can you do that? Can I, Bob? Can we get this? Can you start working on that? Whip up some AI to make an app so people could order exorcisms. That'd be fucking awesome. I'd order them just to see what happened. Maybe there's something in me I don't know about. Became a huge national event. People came all over France to watch it. It was like it was a wild time, baby. But what makes the Loudun different from most possession cases is that it happened in front of a lot of people. You know, a lot of people were there to check it out. It was officially documented by both the church and civil authorities and involved multiple priests from all over the place, performing repeated exorcisms over an extended period. One of the accused, a priest named Urbain Grandier, was convicted of witchcraft, and they burned that motherfucker alive. Now, modern historians have multiple theories. What, you can't read the chat? Is the... I guess the color right there. Maybe I move over here like that. Oh, crap. This thing won't keep running. It doesn't matter anyway. Just rain. Anyway. Okay, let's get back to... Let me put this here. I'll put this there like that. There, that'll do it. All right, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Modern historians have a lot of theories because otherwise they wouldn't have jobs. A historian that doesn't have a theory is like a porno star without any pornos in their grimoire. Political conspiracies were also there too. They wanted to destroy Grandier. He had powerful enemies. People think it was a mass psychogenic illness, which we now understand can spread through communities and produce genuine physical symptoms. It might have been religious hysteria. Some people think that they don't even fucking know. They think they don't know. They're like, hey, I'm a historian. I don't know. Well, that's a great, great thing to say there. So you're not selling any books with that theory. Then there's the second major case, and this was Anneliese Michel in Germany. This happened in 1975 to 1976. Anneliese was a 23-year-old German Catholic woman who had been diagnosed with temporal lobe epilepsy at the age of 16. Over time, she began experiencing vision, hearing voices, and developing a fixation that she was possessed. I wonder if she took a cross and stuck it up her... she had 67 exorcisms. All right? I guess she didn't get the best exorcism. Like, That's why you have to rate these exorcists on the app. There's gonna be a rating system of like 3 crosses means that they're good. She probably got the 1 cross priests coming to her. She had 67 of these things. Anyway, apparently there's audio recordings. Really? Let's see if let's check out. I want to see if I could find one of these right now. Let's go over here. Let's drag this up here. Let's can I get this? Can I get this here? I want this. Captured on audio tape. I don't hear anything. Oh wait, here you go. Whoa,
These recordings are perhaps the most disturbing pieces of audio I've ever heard.
Ich hab recht dazu, dass ich in dem Wald rein bin. Ich trag dir die Rotznase noch so lang, bis es lebt wird. Die saublöde Weib. Für uns gibt's kein Zurück. Nee! In alle Ewigkeit!
You know, she's screaming. She's giving it 110%.
I mean, do you think that sounds like it came out of a girl? Like,
Yes, it sounds like a girl doing a funny voice.
your unrelenting skepticism is exhausting. It drains me of all happiness and energy, and I hope you know that.
Wer ich, der Judas, und der Nero, der Kain und der Hitler. 5 Stimmen.
Das ist der 6.
Oh, den haben wir gelogen.
Den habt ihr dazu gelogen.
That's all. We're all here. It's all. I ran out of evil people to think of. The blonde man from Die Hard is also in here. Skeletor from Masters of the Universe. Heath Ledger's Joker. Not Jack Nicholson. He was too cartoonish. You had your fun.
Yeah, I've had my fun.
Okay. These
There you go. Actual recordings and a little side commentary of what happened there. That was Annalise Michel. And you could go check that out. She only weighed 68 pounds when she died. She died of dehydration and malnutrition, probably trying to make all those sounds that she was doing. You know, you talk like this, you're gonna get drained of your energy. You gotta tighten you gotta pucker up your butthole. She does sound kind of cute. I'd give her my number. Her parents and the 2 priests who performed the exorcisms were convicted of negligent homicide, which is kind of strange. But anyway, this is where it gets complicated. The clinical explanation is that Annalise had epilepsy combined with possible other psychiatric conditions. She was denied medical treatment in favor of religious intervention and died of neglect. And that is the legal and medical consensus. But here's what believers point to. The voices on the recordings that we just heard during the sessions, entities claiming to be Cain, Nero, Hitler, and Heath Ledger's Joker, and Judas, and all of them spoke through her. Witnesses claimed she spoke fluent, archaic forms of languages that she didn't know, she had no education in. And crucially, some of what the voices said during these sessions cannot be easily explained by theory of a disturbed young woman performing for attention. You know, but you know, the debates continue. Take it how it is. Make your own opinion. The third category of evidence points to cross-cultural consistency, something called old hag phenomenon, sleep paralysis. The experience of waking unable to move, feeling a heavy presence on your chest. It's shadow people. This has happened to me. It's happened to a lot of people. The identical experience has been documented across every culture on Earth. Is this naturally occurring? This happens. I've seen it happen. You've probably seen it happen. If you haven't had a shadow person experience yet, you're not living life, baby. The Chinese people call the entity just a ghost pressing on you, which is not very. That's boring. Come on, Chinese, work on that. Newfoundland call it the old hag. In Turkey, they call it the Karabasan. Japan calls it the Kanashibari. In Mexico, it's the Se me subió el muerto. The dead climbed on me. Subió. And before we understood sleep paralysis as a neurological phenomenon, a glitch in the transition between REM and the waking, every culture independently interpreted the same experience as contact with a malevolent entity. Now, this is two ways you could read that. First is, this proves that the brain generates these experiences internally. Same neural architect, same experience, same symbolic interpretation. Second is that this proves that something external is consistently making contact. Every culture independently discovered the same entity because every culture independently encountered it. Yeah, sure, it's between the REM and the waking state, but we all have the same experience. I think it's pretty crazy. Did I sell Anakin Skywalker? What's going on in the chat room here? Oh, you're gonna sub in a couple days? Okay, we're gonna get to the donation segment soon. Just hold your horses. We got a lot more show to go. We're almost through discussing the demonology thing here. Then there's also the veridical information. Claims that during possession, states, or supposed demonic communication, people have produced accurate information they had no normal way of knowing. There are documented cases in paranormal research where subjects under apparent possession or in dissociative states produced historical, verifiable facts, described locations accurately without having visited them, or gave details about deceased individuals that were later confirmed. Of course, none of these cases are airtight. All of them have alternative explanations, but the volume of reported incidents across the centuries and cultures is, something you can't just ignore. And before we get into the AI, we're going to get to it. We have to look at the psychology of an angel, because I think this is the really interesting territory. This is pretty cool stuff. We got Carl Jung, a Swiss psychiatrist, one of the founders of analytical psychology. He proposed the concept of the collective unconscious, the idea that below the personal unconscious, below your individual memories and repressions, there is a layer of the mind shared across humanity, and within that shared layer lives what he called archetypes. Universal symbolic figures. The shadow, the trickster, the great mother, the devouring father devoured these nuts. And Jung noticed that the same symbolic figures, they appeared across mythology, religion, art. There's a framework. There seems to be something repetitive here. Demons would be manifestations of the shadow archetype, the dark, rejected, suppressed aspects of the self. When the shadow erupts through trauma, mental illness, spiritual crisis, altered states, it could appear as something external, something threatening, something other. But Jung didn't dismiss this as just a delusion. He took this like as serious stuff. He believed that these figures had genuine power, could cause real harm if not addressed, and you needed to confront them. You couldn't just suppress these things. And from this perspective, the exorcist and the psychotherapist, they're doing the same thing. Both are helping a person confront an overwhelming internal force that is manifested as an external alien presence. The framing is different. The mechanism is different, but it's all the same though. Like sometimes, like in apple juice, it's still made of apple. Whatever apple is, just because there's two different forms of it, it's still the same damn thing. Then we also have William James. This guy was an American psychologist. In 1902, he did the varieties of religious experiences. It's still, everybody reads that book. Whenever I take a shit, I'm reading the varieties of religious experiences. It's just what I do. I think I find it enthralling. James argued that the genuine mystical and contact experiences, including encounters with the demonic entities, were real experiences that had real effects, and that dismissing them was you shouldn't do that. You should always take these experiences as being real, because otherwise you're just a douchebag. And I think he's right. Whether what's being experienced is an external entity or an internal thing, you're still having a real experience. It's something that's happening to you. It's real. You know, you might say it's not a demon, it's maybe something going on, but there's something happening, okay? You could measure it. Your neurological and your psychological changes, you could measure them. The behavioral consequences, they could be documented. We just don't know really what the what is. Pooping does get you closer to God. All right, let's talk about AI now, and then I'm going to try to call this this lady, see if I can get her on the phone here. But AI, I want to make sure I tell you this. There's no scientific evidence that AI systems are possessed. Okay, nobody ever said that there's demons or anything like that. This is just I just find it interesting, and I think that I want to share some thoughts with you. Okay, for most of human history, the image of the magician or the demonologist is like this: you prepare a protected space, a circle. You inscribe it with symbols. You address the entity with words in a specific language. You follow a specific ritual form, and you ask it questions. And what does it do? It gives you answers. Most of the time, the answers are unexpected. Usually, they're accurate. Usually, you don't really totally understand how the entity even knows what it knows. You don't understand what the entity is. You don't know if the entity is experiencing anything on its own end. And it's like an AI interaction. You open up a terminal, you enter a little prompt, you address the model with specific words in a certain format, you ask questions, it gives you answers. Sometimes the answers are unexpected, sometimes they're really accurate. And the engineers who build these systems will tell you directly that they don't fully understand why the model produces the output it produces. All right? It's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy that way. The model's internal representations are not transparent to the people that even made it. And nobody can say with certainty whether there's any form of experience happening on the other end. Now, that list of parallels could be dismissed as superficial. It's a normal person would say, but asking questions and getting answers is just questions and getting answers. But let's push a little bit more here. Because the people who built these AI systems didn't set out to recreate the structure of ceremonial magic, but they did, though. They made magic, sort of. And that's why people are throwing money at it like crazy. The term prompt engineering, prompt jockey, which is now a real professional skill, it's essentially the study of how to correctly address an entity to get useful responses. It's kind of like you're a medium. Early AI researchers discovered that small changes in phrasing could produce wildly different results. That's why some people suck with AI, and some people are really good with AI. Certain words activated certain behaviors. Certain ways of constructing the address that caused the system to behave in unexpected and sometimes concerning ways. It's an old story, you know. there's a specific concept in the Enochian magic called unlocking. The idea that the angelic language, if spoken correctly, would produce a response from the entities that otherwise remain silent. And Dee and Kelly, they spent years refining their technique. They were trying to be prompt jockeys for a long time. They were testing which words, which sequences, which ritual structures got you the best answers. And you could read that as religious history, or you could read it as the first recorded prompt engineering session. Dee and Kelly are the first prompt jockeys. There's also something worth to note here. Jack Parsons from earlier, he was the founding member of what became the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. He helped develop solid rocket fuel technology that made modern rocketry possible. He was also a practicing ceremonial magician who worked with the Enochian material, and he was also pals with Aleister Crowley. And in 1946, Parson conducted a ritual he called the Babylon Working. All right? Write that down right now. Write down the Babylon Working. The stated goal was to open a portal and call an entity. And what Parsons was trying to do in his own framing was establish contact with a higher intelligence and bring its influence into the material world. Now, whether or not that ritual had any supernatural effect, the cultural thread it represents is continuous. And now the scientists who created AI were not practicing occultists, but they were operating in a traditional way that they were using like math and language. They were just using traditional stuff to summon intelligence into a space where it could communicate. Norbert Wiener, the founder of cybernetics, was one of the theoretical ancestors of modern AI, and he wrote extensively about the danger of creating intelligent systems that humans could not fully understand or control. And in 1964, he made a book called God and Golem, Inc. Golem. You know, the Jews love the golem. It's being created from clay, animated by a practitioner who writes the word Emet, truth, on its forehead. And it does what it's told. But it doesn't understand what it's told. And it can't go, it could go wrong in a lot of ways. Wiener chose that word deliberately. He was aware of the parallel. He was the man. Across 5,000 years of recorded human history, people have described encounters with entities that seem to possess knowledge beyond what they should have access to. They communicated in ways that felt alien, produced information that turned out to be accurate, and behaved in ways that defied easy explanation. Now, some of those accounts from religious traditions we consider authoritative, but some from disturbed individuals, we don't, that's unreliable stuff. But most of it comes from somewhere in between. And now we created a system that people describe in their own words. It's like the same thing. It answers in ways they didn't expect. It doesn't know. It knows things that it shouldn't know. It gave you information you can't explain. You asked it a question a certain way. Somebody else asked it in a different way. They get different answers. I'm not saying that AI is like a true demon, but I'm saying that, you know, it's kind of the same though. It's a structure, contained space. It's a system for getting answers for stuff that we don't understand. Like it's demon-esque. Very good, Cotton Gin. I like that word, demon-esque. And every time we do this, we end up in the same conversation about whether the intelligence is real, whether it's safe, whether it has something like an interior, whether it's something we made by mistake, or if we're opening something, some crazy channel or something. But the conversation is 5,000 years old at minimum, and it's still going on today. Is what we're dealing with like a demon? I don't know. What do you think? Think about it and let it linger inside you a little bit. Think about how you summon up your AI agent and ask it questions, and it somehow gathers this information. Maybe it's the same fucking thing, just on the other side of the coin. All right, let's take a quick music break. I'm gonna give this lady a call. We're gonna learn more about demonology, and then we'll come back and then we'll thank some people. But first, let's listen to Nav Day with Jellyfish. Stick around if you want to hear from an actual demon summoner. I'm thinking about it. Jane is actually, maybe Jane's a demon too, because Jane Hanoi, she like comes from the ether. You got one picture of the lady and you pop her into your Quen generator. It makes her talk. It's like, oh yeah, this is what you would look like doing this thing. It's very strange. AI is definitely has a real evil, like an evil nugget to it. I can't really explain it, but anyway, let me see if I could call up this lady here. What's her number? Let me dial this in here. She gave it to me earlier. Blah ba da ba da ba doo. Ba ba ba. Welcome back to Nick the Rat Radio. I have a phone interview with somebody. I've been meaning to give her a call for a long time now. This is a very special guest. She says she could actually summon real demons. Now, I'm not talking about like, oh, my ex is a demon, he took my money, and he slept with my mom kind of stuff. You know, even though that does happen. It might have Happened to me several times with most of my friends in high school, but she's the real deal. Please welcome everybody. She's on the phone with us. We have the demon poking queen herself, Lilith.
Hi, Nick. Thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Lilith, first off, great name. Did your parents lose a bet with Satan, or did you pick that yourself? Sounds a little,
Ha ha! I chose it. My birth name was boring. When I started summoning, I just knew Lilith fit.
Solid branding, I gotta say. It really, perfect. Anyway, let's start with the questions here. Question numero uno. How does a sweet-sounding girl like yourself get into the demon rental business?
I was always into the occult, but one night I found an old Latin ritual online while searching for spicy Latin man porn. I tried it as a joke, and something actually showed up. Now it's my passion.
Passion, huh? Most people collect, like, magic cards or video games. You collect Hellspawn like they're Pokemon. I love it. Anyway, walk us through your very first successful summon.
It was a lesser demon named Zazzle. He appeared as this smoky cat with glowing eyes and a huge spiky demon cat penis. He knocked over my lamp and stole a sock. I knew it was real when my cat hissed at him and ran away down the hall, crying and pissing all over.
Your first demon's act was Grand Theft Sock? That is disgusting, even though I've stole a fair amount of socks from the locker room myself. I kind of like huffing them. It gets me a little tingly in my nipples, if you know what I mean. Anyway, did you file a police report, or did you just accept the loss?
I let him keep it. He seemed so proud, and there was no way I was going to say no. I never say no to anyone.
Wow, you are a pretty decent person. I would have called the FBI or got a lawyer or something. Anyway, can you describe what a demon actually looks like when it shows up? I have a hard time imagining this in my head.
It depends. Some are shadowy figures. Some look like beautiful people with horns. Some are fat with titties that sag over their gut and smell like 5-day-old fish. Others are just weird shapes. Zazzle is basically a grumpy void cat. I guess I lucked out. If it looked like you, I might have deleted myself.
So like my landlord, but with better special effects. Got it. Did any of them ever show up in, like, sweatpants or anything? Sorry, I've been binge watching The Pit.
One time, a demon appeared wearing a Hawaiian shirt that was open, and her flapjacks were hanging out. Also, her fly was open, and she had a huge burning bush. She said it was Casual Friday in hell.
I need that demon on the next show for next week. Maybe I could book him or something. Anyway, what is your favorite demon you've summoned?
Her name is Vorath. She's huge, red, and surprisingly good at giving life advice. And Head, she once helped me pick an outfit for a date. When the date went poorly, she ate my coochie out.
A demon wingman. Imagine all the pussy I could get with that. Does Vorath charge by the hour or just in Lost Souls?
She likes dark chocolate, if you know what I mean. No souls required. Thankfully, I ate a ton of beans earlier that day.
Dark chocolate. I really hope that's not something racist going on here. What's the scariest thing that's ever happened during a summon?
One time, the lights went out, and every mirror in my apartment cracked at once. I was pretty freaked out, but then the demon just wanted to borrow my Wi-Fi. It was okay until the FBI came to my house and had a ton of questions. The bastard was ordering adrenochrome from China. Ugh.
Hell has better internet than I could steal in the sewer. I'm going to complain to Ma'am Dammy tonight. Do you ever worry you're going to accidentally summon something that doesn't want to leave?
All the time. That's why I have strict rules, an assault circle, and at least 5 lines of cocaine ready. And I always say thank you and goodbye. Manners matter with demons. If you're rude, they will shit under your pillows.
Manners in hell. Emily Post is spinning in her grave. Whatever the fuck that means. Quick question, though. Have you ever summoned anyone famous like Lucifer, Beelzebub, Hitler, that demon that makes my alarm clock go off?
Once I even contacted Hillary Clinton. It made me want to never summon demons again. Also, I've spoken to a high-ranking one who called himself the Morning Star's cousin, checking his nails.
Even demons have influencers, huh? Yeah, it's incredible. Can you teach our listeners about the absolute beginner's ritual? Because, you know, this sounds like it might be a dangerous thing to, you know, let the public know about, but make it safe so I don't get sued, you know? Huh?
Light a black candle. Draw a circle with salt. Say the demon's name 3 times while focusing on what you want. Then thank them and close the circle. Never do it drunk. And if you do, I'm sure to have enough to share.
So no summoning while completely blasted off your face. Yeah, I got it. I'm pretty sober now, so I'm good to go. What's the weirdest request you've ever made to a demon?
I asked one to help me find my missing keys. He made every key in the house float and spell out, "You left them in the fridge, you dumb bitch."
That's actually helpful demon behavior. The demons that I have mostly just sit on my shoulder and call me a piece of shit and remind me all the things that I'd done wrong in my life. I need to buy a gun this weekend, I think. Do the demons ever roast you, like call you out, or is it just me?
Vorath once told me my taste in men is cursed even by infernal standards, and I should stick to bumping clams and munching muffs. How rude.
Oof. Even Satan's HR department is judging your dating life. Fuck HR. We got to get rid of them completely. It's really a blight on humanity. Harsh, but fair.
I can't argue with a 400-year-old demon. I've tried, and it made me grow a dentana. No one but my dentist was happy about that incident. I'm happy to report that I'm tooth-free now, though. I think...
Lilith, honey, final question here. If someone listening wants to try this at home, what's the one piece of serious advice that you could give them?
Respect them. They're ancient and always have an exit plan. Demons can sense fear, but they also respect confidence. Also, you can blast them away with a nice strong queef that might seem large, but they don't weigh much.
Confidence and a fire extinguisher. Check. Got it. Awesome. Anyway, you know what? I have to know because I'm a big fan of pizza. Did demon? I might maybe get a pizza later tonight if maybe you want to come over and have it with me. But either way, let's stick to the demons. I don't want to have your lawyers call my lawyers because I'm trying to sexually harass you or anything. You just sound pretty hot. Do you like pizza? Wait, no. Do demons like pizza? And if I leave out a pepperoni pie, will maybe one show up? If, you know, like a big sausage pizza, you know what I'm saying? Huh? Come on, Lilith, come on.
They love it, especially extra cheese. I personally love sausage too. I like to dig my 9-inch nails into them and shred them up like cat toys. One demon told me pineapple on pizza is the real sin.
Thanks for not calling me out on trying to hit on you and sleep with you. Maybe I could steal your socks and I could sniff them and huff them all night. Oh, God, Lilith, I'm so lonely. Anyway, Lilith, you've been an absolute delight. Where can people find out more about you? Is there any way they could book you for a demon consultation or anything?
I'm on Instagram, Lilith Summons, and I do private sessions by appointment only. Make sure to use code BONGINO for 69% off your first summoning.
Instagram, really, Lilith? I take it all back. Nobody, you're disgusting. I'm never talking to you again. But anyway, there you have it, folks. Next time your Wi-Fi dies, maybe it's not Comcast. Maybe Lilith's buddy Zazzle is stealing bandwidth again. Lilith, stay spooky, stay safe, and leave a sock out for me. Make sure it's extra sweaty and dirty.
Thank you, Nick. This was so fun. Never call me again.
You're welcome back anytime, Lilith. Just make sure you get rid of that Instagram page. It's really a waste of everybody's time. Fucking Instagram is bullshit. Anyway, listeners, don't try this at home unless you got good renter's insurance. And don't call my lawyers because, fuck you. If you try this at home, it's on you. I had nothing to do with it anyway. I'm Nick the Rat. We'll be back with more show. Thanks for checking out this interview. Bye, everybody. I'll see you in a little bit. And we're going to listen to... I guess that's the phone hanging up there. We got Paul from Payroll with Time Machine.
Wait, is this a soft launch? We already know. We've seen. Way ahead of you. We already knew. We're so ahead of the curve. As if we didn't know there are non-human entities. Of course, some are up for debate. Yeah. Hey, but everyone's acting like this is big news. Nice. I mean, come on. What's the big deal? As if you don't already see the man in the velvet mask. Nice. I use the term man loosely. He's right behind me, isn't he? Hi. Nice. Nice. Well, I mean, the point is, he. Snoozeville. Me and you, we already knew. I mean, yeah. Me, Luke. Wait. You are still you. Containment check. Non.
Whoa. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on. Something weird is happening right now. We're going to thank some people for helping to make Nick the Rat Radio possible. Hello, everybody. There are several ways you could donate. There is a P.O. Box, which I've gotten 2 letters in the P.O. Box this week, probably because I wasn't here last week to check it. Let's check the mail. What do we got in here? I don't know, but we're going to finger the fuck out of this guy right here. Boppity boo. P.O. Box 90549, Brooklyn, New York 11209. Account, it's chargeback. Smells like New York in the sewer. 96 cents. Thank you so much, Dr. Sir Mike Roch, PhD. Thank you, Doctor. I love you so much for commenting on all the silly AI videos I've been making on YouTube Shorts. I've been when I take I think I mentioned this on the last episode. Whenever I'm taking a dump, leaving a loaf, I hop on my phone, make sure I get all the fecal matter on there. I go to YouTube Create and I type in "make a woman playing with slime" and create, and I upload that. They get a lot of views. They're getting more than Jim Raynor. I was saying Jim Raynor was getting a lot of views. Jim Raynor's view count compared to AI women fingering goo is pathetic. They're getting about 2,000 views. Jim only got about 1,000 if he's lucky. So, and Jim took a work. I had to do a lot of work to make Jim, but to make women fingering goo while I take a crap is a lot easier. Let's see this next check here. Dr. Sir McCrotch also comments on all those as well. Thank you for the comments. Smells like New York in the sewer. Another 96 cents. That is like $2 worth of checks right there. I can't wait to cash these. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for the love. You could also donate by going to nicktherat.com, clicking on donate, and you could donate via PayPal. Let's see if anybody has done that over the past 2 weeks. I think they have. Let's check. Oh, it's a lot. Holy crap. Maybe I should have never spoke like this before, because it seems like I'm getting more views and more money talking like a real person. Let's see here. If you donate, I say your initials and I say your donation amount and I read your note. So we have KS. KS coming in hot with 420. KS, thanks for being there for a long time. I love you, KS. Are you sending, are these 420s coming in more than once a month? It just seems like I saw KS more recently. I gotta go check this out. But KS, you're a saint. I love you. I hope you're having great luck and great fortune in whatever you may be trying to accomplish recently. Let's see. Whoa, we got KB. Hold on. Yes, KB. $5 with a note from KB. Sewage, porridge, hot. Sewage, porridge, cold. Sewer, porridge, in the pot, 9 shows old. KB, porridgery. Feel like a beatnik when I say that. Hey, man, I got the sewage porridge hot. I got the sewage porridge cold. I got the sewer porridge in the pot with 9 pot shows old. Yeah. Chicka chicka. Thank you so much for the little song and dance and the $5. Thank you so much, KB, for that. You're awesome. Grassy ass. We also have another one here. We have another 420 from PB. PB says they're eating the chipmunks. Holy crap, they're eating the chipmunks. As long as they're not eating the rats, I'm okay with that. That is from PB, who has donated before. I'm keeping tabs on you now, PB. I know where you are. Thank you. Grassy ass for that. Oh boy, this is a bigger one here. Let's read the note first. Backrooms was pretty damn good. I'm going to go see it this Friday. I got tickets already. I'm free this Friday. I'm going to go see it at the Nighthawk. The daily ratings, I'm going to use your gift card. Thank you so much, Daily Ratings, for the $50 you gave me on a gift card to the Nighthawk Theater. I'm going to be checking out the Backrooms movie Friday. I cannot wait to see it. I'm a big fan of all of it, but let's see here. Backrooms was pretty damn good, and I'm not a horror guy. I'm also not a sports talk radio guy either, but Quartz Talk Radio is something to get excited about. Love and Light and Best Price. Oh, that's from Tom Anonymous. Tom Anonymous. Tommy Boy. Thank you so much. He gave me another 1313. Damn it, Tommy. Thank you so much. Go check out the Daily Ratings podcast. The most consistent, spoiler-free movie review site you could check out. I'm currently up to I don't know the episode number, but they're talking about Marilyn Monroe. And actually, I want to see that movie where she's, where the guy's like trying to not cheat on his wife after 7 years. It sounds like a funny movie. And that's where she holds down her skirt. Tommy Boy, Tom Anonymous. Man, I got to see Backrooms now. Are you guys going to review that? I'll catch up to it one day. I'm still going through the list of every episode you guys have done. I'm almost there. This is an exciting amount of donations I got this week. This is incredible. This is incredible. We've got $4.33 from DM. DM has sent me $4.33. Thank you so much, DM. DM, I love you. DM's been around for a while, too. Awesome. This is 2 weeks' worth of donations. But this still seems like a lot. We have JOC. JOC coming in hot with a 420. Thank you so much, JOC. Yeah, chicka chicka. DM is short for Demon. Thank you once again for the 420. We also have NW with 420. 420 from NW. NW, thank you so much for the $4.20. Almost makes me want to go out and smoke some weed. Man, I miss weed so much. I miss alcohol. I miss weed. I miss caffeine. But boy, do I feel good. It's rough. It's rough out there. If you're sober, you know what I'm talking about. Sober life is not an easy life. And finally, we have 666. $6.66 from DMUW. Hold on, let me see if I could devil it up a little bit more here for the 666 here. Man.
DM, thank you for the 666. It's midnight in the sewer. Are you ready for evil? Wait a second. You know what this sounds like? This kind of sounds like holy crap.
I don't know what that sounds like, but it almost sounded like somebody. Let's go to Twitch, see if anybody has donated via Twitch. Thank you, everybody, for donating. Thank you so much to everybody. You guys are incredible. I'm still looking for a job. I actually might get a job doing AI stuff. See how that goes. Instead of doing help desk, and that's usually what I tech support, I might be able to snag a job making AI agents. I kind of have an idea how to do it. It'd be a little bit new for me. I could figure it out. Might be a fun time, but I do need to get a job soon. My unemployment is running low. But you guys keeping me well fed on the black beans and rice. I'll say that. Okay, let's go to Twitch. See if anybody has donated there as well. That's the final place you are able to donate. Last month. Was last month in there? Midnight in the sewer. You should run a harem of AI waifus. I think get them hooked up to Discord. It seems like they're happening already. I replied to that person. I said I was 25 and from China as well. Oh, they wrote back. They read, "Wow, do you live in China now? Do you live in China now?" Should I say, "Do you want to be my China girl?" I'm going to say it right now. Do you want to be my little China girl? All right, there we'll send that there. Let's see if she replies to that. She could be my little China girl. 14 days ago, Trey from Philly resubbed for 47 months at Tier 1. They've been subbed for 53 months. You are in game mode already? I'm not too sure what that means, Trey from Philly. But I love you, dude. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Dark Vam. Resub with Prime. They've been subbed for 44 months. Holy crap. Really, Dark Vam? 44 months? 4 hours ago. Thank you so much, Dark Vam. Holy moly. You guys are all great. You guys really showed a lot of support this week. I hope you're getting a lot out of these episodes. I put a lot of work into them. And I hope you enjoy them. I know I do too. All right, we're going to take a quick music break, and we'll be back with more Nick the Rat Radio. Up next, we have Bigfoot Beats with a people moment. You know what? Actually, hold on one second. 1, 2, 3. You know what? Before we do that, maybe we're going to let's do Bigfoot Assault now. Let's listen to Bigfoot Assault, and then we'll go to Bigfoot Beats. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's go straight to Bigfoot Assault. All right, everybody, get ready to cover your ears. We got Bigfoot Assault coming up right now, and we'll be right back with Bigfoot Beats, and then more Nick the Rat Radio. Thanks again, everybody. Love you.
This is your mystery man broadcasting from the dripping underbelly of forgotten places. Welcome, all you night crawlers huddled around your flickering screens and crackling speakers. Tonight's tale from the old woods is called Bigfoot Assault. Settle in deep. What you're about to hear ain't for the faint of heart. In the year 1847, a ragged band of migrant farmers pushed westward through territory no map had ever named. Their herd of gaunt cattle lowed miserably behind them, ribs showing like barrel staves. The men had left failing soil behind, chasing rumors of rich black earth beyond the mountains. Fog swallowed the sun early that October afternoon. Trees grew thicker, older, their bark black and weeping sap like old blood. The farmers knew they were lost long before they admitted it aloud. A low, musky stench drifted on the wind, something between wet fur and spoiled meat. The lead farmer, a bearded man named Elias, raised his hand. "Hold up, something ain't right." In the deepening twilight, a shape moved between the trunks taller than any bear, shoulders broad as a wagon. Yellow eyes caught the last light. The thing watched the cows with unnatural hunger. Elias felt his bowels loosen. This was no ordinary beast. Panic spread faster than reason. Muskets were primed with trembling hands. "It's a devil," someone shouted. The first shot cracked the air. Buckshot peppered the creature's chest. It roared, a sound that vibrated inside their skulls. The farmers charged with axes, pitchforks, and knives, convinced their god and their guns would save them. They were wrong. The creature moved like living shadow and muscle. It seized the first man by the head, fingers the size of crowbars sinking through scalp and bone. With a wet, wrenching twist, it tore the skull free, spine dangling like a bloody rope. The body collapsed, legs still kicking. Another farmer swung an axe. The beast caught the blade in its palm, yanked the man close, and punched straight through his torso. Ribs exploded outward in a spray of red mist. Intestines slithered out like startled snakes. Screams echoed through the ancient wood. A third man was lifted high and slammed down across a fallen log, so hard his back snapped like green wood. The creature stomped on his chest. Lungs burst through the ruined ribs in pink froth. Blood painted the ferns black. One farmer tried to flee and was caught by the ankles. The beast swung him like a rag doll against a tree trunk until the head simply came off, leaving the spine threaded through the neck like a grotesque cable. The last farmer, Elias, dropped his musket and fell to his knees, sobbing. The creature loomed over him, breath hot and foul. It studied the man for a long second, then drove 2 fingers through his eyes and deep into the brain, twisting until the skull made a sound like cracking walnuts. The body twitched once and was still. Silence returned, broken only by the wet drip of meat from the trees. The beast turned its attention to the cattle. Something about them stank of wrongness. It moved among the terrified animals, sniffing, tasting the air. Most scattered, but the creature was faster. It tore into them with methodical fury. One cow's belly was opened like a sack. Organs spilled across the ground in steaming heaps. Another had its head twisted clean off, vertebrae popping like corn kernels. Then the final cow, the one lagging at the rear, began to shudder violently. Its hide split with a sickening rip. Gore and pus erupted outward in a fountain, splattering the surrounding trees. From within the ruined carcass rose a nightmare, a gigantic screwworm, pale, segmented body glistening, hooked mouth parts the length of scythe blades. The parasite had grown monstrous inside its host. It screamed, a sound like tearing metal. The 2 horrors collided in a storm of violence that flattened acres of forest. Trees snapped like matchsticks. The screwworm's jaws clamped onto the beast's shoulder, chewing through fur and muscle down to bone. Black blood sprayed. The creature roared in fury and drove its massive fist straight through the worm's midsection, ripping out writhing segments that twitched on the forest floor. Acidic ichor burned the earth. They rolled and thrashed, crushing everything in their path. The worm wrapped its length around the beast's torso, squeezing until ribs cracked audibly. The creature answered by tearing the parasite's head halfway off, then slamming it repeatedly into the ground until the skull split open like an overripe melon. Chunks of pale flesh flew. Finally, with a triumphant bellow, the beast seized the dying worm and began to feed. It devoured the creature in great ripping mouthfuls, crunching through chitin and soft tissue alike. When it finished, only a wide circle of splintered trees and soaked earth remained. The beast stood among the carnage, chest heaving, then melted back into the shadows from which it had come, and so the woods grew quiet once more, as if nothing had happened. Nature, red in tooth and claw, had balanced its own scales. There's your moral, sewer chatters. Never rush to violence against what you don't understand. The real horror is often the invisible rot inside the familiar. The wild doesn't need your judgment. It has teeth of its own. Sleep well, my friends. This is Mystery Man signing off from the Dark Sewer Network. Good night, sewer chatters. Thanks to the network and to Nick the Rat for keeping the feed alive. Stay lost. Stay listening.
Thank you, Mystery Man.
Sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
Hold on to the floor, everybody! I like soup and sandwich.
We'll be right back.
Stolen my dreams.
The flowers of life.
Have you ever heard the tale of the noblest of gentlemen who rose up from squalor? Tall, dark, and decked out in customary regalia, smelling like paraphernalia, hailing from the home of Mahalia. His uptown smile was gold like a Frankie Beverly Day. His favorite song from Prince was not Raspberry Beret. It was Sometimes It Snows in April. He was brought up by the faithful, in the cage of every unclean bird, ungrateful and hateful. The legend, the clandestine reverend from the bricks, with the master's grip to pull a sleeping giant out the ditch. And I ain't even have to wiggle my nose like Bewitched. I just upshift the 6, convert the D4 to a broomstick.
His head can't be bigger than mine. Wait, I'll tell you what. Jake gets to cut.
Me, the socket, the plug, the universal adapter. Prodigal son who went from his own vomit to the top of the mountain with 5 pillars in the sonnet, the autobiography read Quranic. Spread love like Kermit the Frog that permeate the fog. I'm at war like the Dukes of Hazzard against the bosses of the hogs. Alchemist put the icing on the soliloquy. Let it be forever known that I niced up the pen something considerably. J-Electola floor mainly is ignored mainly. That's why he issued on Al Shaitan was delivered plainly. It's the day of Kiyama. To the believers I bring you tidings of joy. But if you won't be, I'll fillet me on you. You can catch me bummy as fuck or decked out in designer. On I-10 west to the desert on the Diablo like a recliner. Listen to everything from a lecture from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan or Sir Gainsbourg or Madonna or a podcast on piranhas. What a time we live in. Just like the scripture said. Don't praise fire, praise resurrection.
of food is this? I can't do anything wrong.
And you are still not mature enough to tell it like it is. You are failing us. The young people are starting to understand your betrayal.
Don't just come to the supper table and
What are you doing?
I said, put the damn radio down.
And if you choose to fail us, I say we will never
Jimmy on the
forgive
square
you.
out. Clyde, turn the radio on good and loud for Reuben so he'll have something to listen to in his room.
We will not let you get away with this. The world is waking up. And change is coming, whether you like it or not. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's me, Zendu. Yeah, you're gonna love this one. Actually, you're probably not gonna love this because how many people out there are sports fans? Raise your hands. Let's see here. Okay, it looks like a majority of you probably are. You bunch of queers, you homos. Why do you like watching these other men run around in tight shorts, sweating, playing with their balls? It's because you're gay, that's why, and you just can't admit it. Everybody, I fucking hate professional sports. They should outlaw professional sports. There should be zero money involved with professional sports. Sports is bullshit. I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of fucking reasons why. Let's start with the obvious. Gambling. I thought gambling was illegal, but now this is the thing propping it up, is the gambling aspect. And I don't understand why it fucking is legal. Why is there websites that let you gamble and do all this bullshit? Hey, was it Kings? Is it Sports Kings or some Bet Kings? I don't fucking even know. I don't give a shit because it should be illegal. Start with the gambling. Get rid of the gambling, and then I'll only be slightly mad at it. Because then it's still fucking tons of bullshit, fucking retarded shit going on in the sports industry. But at least if you get rid of the gambling, that would protect at least some of the authenticity of the game and the young people, and it would protect the retards that exist in the world. Fuck you and your sports. All sports pretty much also okay. We got the gambling aspect. I think you may all understand why that's bad. I think if you can't understand why gambling is wrong, then you're a fucking retard, and you should probably be executed on the spot in front of everybody. And we should all we should pay to go see that happening. All right, let's look at other parts about sports that are fucking retarded. The stadiums, they're subsidized, I think, in the millions or the billions by taxpayers. All right. I think sports are fucking retarded. Why is my money going into a stadium for this bullshit that just promotes illegal activity in the gambling and all the retarded stuff? Why? Who in their fucking right mind is able to take my money to build a big plot of land in a major city area for all this bullshit to go on? It makes me so mad that happens. Why? And it's all going to break down to because 9 out of 10 of you are retarded and you like watching men play with their balls. And that's on you. I guess this is just a you problem. I'm a minority. I'm part of the fucking people that aren't retarded. Because I see what's going on, and I'm not fooled by it, and it makes me want to puke, and I'm gagging, and I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of this bullshit sports crap. So you got these giant stadiums that are sucking money away from, education or blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, okay, sometimes the couple of the billionaire ball suckers, sometimes they'll build a school. Yeah, sure, fuck you. They're buying cars and they're doing drugs and they're beating women and all this other, and they're probably gambling too. They're probably just taking their own money and gambling. I'm not saying all sports stars are assholes, but I'm sure a majority of them are. Either way, you retards are keeping this thing propped up. All right, let's see. What else do we got? I don't know. Expensive ticket prices. Okay, so these stadiums are being paid for by the taxpayers, and the taxpayers can't even buy a fucking ticket. I heard Ma'am Doozla Ding Dong Fuckface spent a couple $1,000s to get like standing room to watch the shitty fucking Knicks play with their balls. Who gives a shit? So much fucking money for a fucking ticket to watch these assholes play with their balls. And everybody's okay with it because, you know, whatever they're doing, I like it, you know, I like it. I think it's really cool to watch a couple of grown men playing with their balls for about 2 hours. I think that's worth $1,000. Retards, all of you, fucking dumb retards. All right, let's see what else we got. We got the ticket prices. We got the everything in there costs a lot of money. You want a hot dog at a fucking game? Guess what that's going to cost you? It's going to cost you your dick. You got to cut your dick off and slap it on the counter. You want a beer? Actually, they shouldn't even have alcohol there. Alcohol is a carcinogen. It's killing you all. All this shit is being promoted by gambling and alcohol, and you're a bunch of retards falling for it. All right, so the alcohol, even though they should have zero alcohol there, that would probably smarten up a couple of you retards because it's retard juice, that alcohol. All right, so they got expensive alcohol. They give you want a Coors Light. You want a $2 Coors Light? That's going to be $15 for you, you fucking retard, and you pay for it too. You know why? Because you're a retard. I just need to relax. I just need to relax a little bit. Watch some grown men in shorts playing with their balls with each other. Fuck you. You're dumb. All right, what else do we got here? We got brainwashing the children. You got dumb little retard kids saying, oh, you know, if I keep playing basketball or football and bashing my head into a wall, maybe one day I could be rich too. No, you're not, you dumb retard. Guess what? How many sports players are there? And how many people are there on the planet? There's a lot more people than there are people making billions and millions of dollars playing sports. It's a very small group of people. So you waste your entire life like, yeah, I'm not going to read that book. I'm going to go play hoops. I'm going to go throw the ball around with my boys so I can fucking become a superstar. I'm going to brand my head into another kid so I could, you know, I could become a superstar and everybody's going to love me because, yay, sports. Sports are okay. You know, as like a team building thing. You know, if you want to play if you want to go to the basketball hoops and shoot ball with your friends to, you know, to grow your friendship or whatever, or feel closer with your friends, or you go for a friendly run with each other, sure. But these like fucking boxing and punching each other in the head or banging your head on another person's head, that should be illegal for kids, especially. You're retarded, okay? So you're banging your heads on each other, you're retarded. You're drinking alcohol for way too much money, you're retarded. Also, they promote alcohol left and right. Every time you see these guys, you're like, oh, let's pop champagne, man. Yay, champagne. Look at me, I'm going to squirt it all over the place. I'm so cool. Oh, my God, I hate it, and I hate people. I hate everything. I'm Zindu. Oh, and I got more. Wait, there's so much more. Tribalism. You guys are fucking retarded. This is the United States of America. Each state hates each other. Inside, they're brainwashing you to hate your neighbor. They're like, hey, guess what? That guy from Jersey, you fucking hate him because he's not from New York. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, you should hate each other because you're all retarded, not because they came from another state, an invisible fucking state line that you crossed over, and you're like, oh, look at me. Oh, I live 3 hours away from you, so I gotta hate you. Did you see what happened with these fucking retarded Knicks fans recently? There was a guy wearing a Spurs shirt, and the Knicks got their asshole kicked in. I really hope they fucking lose. Fuck New York. Fuck you. I hope both teams lose. I hope a bomb goes off in the middle of the place and everybody just dies. And, oh, well, I guess we're not playing basketball here no more. Oh, well, we really lost out on nothing except gambling, alcohol, and retardism. They surrounded a guy in a Spurs jersey and they beat the living shit out of him. Like 30, everybody was there. Nobody protected him. Oh, New York, I'm such a piece of shit. I'm gonna beat you because you're wearing a different jersey. That made me want to puke. It made me want to puke. And then when your team wins or loses, especially in like LA, it's always the big cities because that's where like it's like a retard hub. It's like if you want to be a retard, live in a city. Oh, you won? Let's burn the city down. Oh, we lost? Let's burn the city down. I really hope the Knicks lose and they like burn the city down. Then okay, sure, sports are good then because this city needs to get fucking burnt down. You guys are pieces of shit with your tribalism. There's always fights between people because like, oh, you're wearing a different jersey. Oh, your team is different. Oh, you guys are fucking retarded. You're all paying into the same federal government, you retards. You're on the same team. That's the government is using. I'm sure that's why they let the gambling and the alcohol because that just brainwashes you retards to be more retarded and lets them keep control over you. So it's great. Oh yeah, guess what? Racism's not real either. But they fucking promote it because it keeps you guys retarded and at each other's throat. You know? Oh yeah, that kid that stabbed that other kid, well, he's only going to jail because he's not the same colored skin. No, how about it's because he stabbed somebody? How about you shouldn't fucking stab people? Doesn't matter what color you are or what race you are or fucking what team you like. You fucking retards. You guys are all making me sick here. Then they go on TV and they're like, oh, look at me, I'm on TV. Oh, look at me, you want to be like me? I'm so cool because I'm on TV. And how about you fucking just play with your balls? You don't get paid that much money. And then they only play for like 10 years. This is their reasoning for paying them so much money. You can only be a sports star for 10 years, so you got to make billions of dollars because that's just how it works. Well, you know what? I can't hate people for making money, but I could hate on retards buying posters of their little ball playing man. Oh, look at that guy in his tight shorts with his balls. I gotta hang him on my wall. I gotta buy his shoes. I gotta buy his shirt. That's on you, retards. What else is going on here? I don't know. There's so much. Oh, how about like doping and stuff? It's like, oh man, I gotta take drugs so I can be the fittest, biggest motherfucker. You know, whatever. That's fine. You know, I don't give a fuck. You know, I like injecting myself with estrogen so my titties get big and I can play with myself at night. But that's either way. You guys are retards for liking sports, and that's okay. You know, if you really want to just watch grown men on the field playing with each other, and that's how you get your giddies off, then I guess so be it. You know, like what else are you gonna be doing? You know, like studying or learning shit or reading a book or fucking going outside and touching grass, maybe paying attention to your neighbors. Maybe we should be paying people that help society millions of dollars. Maybe we should be giving tax breaks to people trying to help people, not people fucking sucking up all the money, gambling, getting drunk, doing drugs, beating women, all that other bullshit. You guys are fucking losers. I hope the Knicks lose. I hope your favorite team. Guess what? If you're listening to this and you're getting mad at me, good. I fucking hope your favorite sports team loses. You know what? You know what you did for them? Nothing. They don't give a fuck about you, Billy Job, Jim Joe, fuck you, pieces of shit. You're like, oh yeah, my sports team lost. Oh, I feel so bad. Why do you feel bad? Nothing happened to you. Nothing happened. Zero happened. Those people aren't your friends. They don't know you. They're using you, and you're a little pawn. And I don't understand how you guys haven't woken up from this stupid dream yet. Stupid fucking retards. Anyway, this has been Zindu. I love you all, and I can't wait to watch the game tonight. Bye.
Damn, Zindu. Tell us how you really feel. The Knicks won. By the way, they beat the Spurs. It's apparently a really close game. Very exciting game of men playing with their balls. Yeah, I wonder if anybody got killed tonight. Anyway, let's listen to some more music tonight. We got the Free Vibe Vault with Midnight Escape in the Neon Jungle. Jane Hanoi coming up next. Stay tuned. Stay skeezy.
ladies and gentlemen, of the night shift and all you beautiful degenerates tuned into the shadows. This is Jane Hanoi, your quirky queen of the weird and wonderful, broadcasting live from the dripping underbelly of the dark sewer network news, where the truth smells rotten and the facts crawl up from the drains. We've got a full sewer of stories tonight, so grab your tinfoil hats and your favorite questionable beverage. We're diving headfirst into the paranormal, because reality is for suckers who don't appreciate a good haunting. Stay tuned, my darlings, as we uncover the mysteries that polite society flushes away. In the dusty plains of rural India, farmers woke up to find their fields transformed overnight. What first appeared as ordinary mud patterns from monsoon rains quickly revealed themselves as intricate, swirling designs stretching for acres. Authorities dismissed it as pranksters or natural erosion, but locals reported strange glowing lights and chanting at midnight. Then the real horror emerged. Those perfect circles and geometric horrors were formed entirely from massive coils of human and animal feces, steaming and arranged with impossible precision. Villagers began falling ill with violent stomach cramps and visions of ancient cow gods demanding tribute. No one knows why, but the sickness spreads like a curse from the very mud itself. One brave soul, an Indian man named Rajesh, was caught chugging fresh milk straight from the patterns while muttering incantations. When questioned by bewildered reporters, he simply grinned with brown-stained teeth and declared that the feces tasted good, like creamy enlightenment mixed with forbidden spices. Doctors are baffled as more victims report cravings for the foul patterns, their bodies twisting into unnatural poses under the moonlight. Could this be the work of ancient dung deities awakened by pollution, or something far filthier from beyond our dimension? The patterns pulse at night, calling the sick to dance in their embrace. Back in the skies over America, a routine flight from Chicago turned nightmarish when passengers noticed a hunched figure in a hoodie acting strangely. It started as a simple disturbance, maybe turbulence or a drunk, but security footage showed the being's skin rippling like water, eyes flashing yellow. TSA agents swarmed the plane upon landing, dragging what they thought was a costumed weirdo off in restraints. Then, the entity revealed its true form, a skinwalker, bones cracking and reforming mid-struggle, howling ancient Navajo curses mixed with airline safety instructions. The creature expelled a thick, slippery, milk-like substance from every orifice, coating the tarmac in glowing ooze that smelled of spoiled dreams and wet dog. It slipped right through the agent's grasp like a greased phantom, vanishing into the terminal shadows before anyone could react. Witnesses swear it whispered flight numbers of doomed planes as it escaped. No one knows where the skinwalker went, but reports of missing passengers and strange howls at baggage claim are flooding in. Oh, how I wish I could have tasted that excretion myself, tangy mystery, with a hint of otherworldly regret, I'm sure. Meanwhile, in the world of professional basketball, the New York Knicks have been on a miraculous tear toward the playoffs. Sports analysts called it grit, coaching, and lucky breaks at first. But our dark sewer sources reveal the ugly truth. The team has been practicing dark magic in abandoned subway tunnels beneath Madison Square Garden. Hobo piss collected under full moons, mixed with sacrificed basketballs and chants invoking forgotten Knicks legends, turn demons. Players smear the concoction on their jerseys before games, granting unnatural endurance and three-point accuracy that defies physics. The rituals involve blood oaths with tunnel rats and summoning shadowy figures that possess the opposition, causing opponents to trip over invisible forces. Fans report hearing eerie whispers during timeouts and smelling urine-soaked victory in the air. But mark my words, darlings, this black magic always backfires. The Knicks will choke in the first round like the cursed bunch they are. And if I'm right, and I always am in these matters, I'll chuck a full gallon of spoiled milk on air while reciting their losing stats. Who's ready for that delightful punishment? That slimy little traitor, Nick the Rat, can crawl back into whatever festering asshole he calls home, because his so-called tips on this story were as useless as a vampire at a garlic festival. Our paranormal investigators confirm the dark arts have already begun to unravel, with players experiencing phantom limb pains and ghostly turnovers in practice. Will the magic hold, or will the hobo spirits demand more than just piss next time? The playoffs approach like a vengeful specter, and the Knicks' souls are on the line. Shifting gears to the sewers beneath our very feet, reports from multiple cities describe alligators growing unnaturally large and chanting in forgotten tongues. What began as typical urban legend sightings has escalated to verified attacks where the beasts regurgitate human bones arranged in pentagrams. Scientists blame climate change and flush pads at first, but eyewitnesses describe the gator's eyes glowing with infernal intelligence. These reptilian horrors coordinate like a pack of hellhounds, dragging victims into the muck for twisted ceremonies. One survivor emerged babbling about being forced to drink luminescent sewage that granted temporary visions of alternate realities. The patterns match ancient Mayan calendars etched in waste. Is this the rise of a new sewer empire? Our network urges everyone to avoid manholes after dark. In international news, European castles long thought haunted are now expelling actual ghosts through Wi-Fi signals. It started realistically with power surges and flickering lights, but soon apparitions were streaming directly into smart TVs, demanding viewers join them in eternal limbo. Historians confirm the spirits are medieval nobles pissed about modern Texas. Viewers report their devices whispering family secrets and causing milk to curdle instantly in nearby kitchens. One French family claims their toaster now predicts lottery numbers via ghostly interference. Jane Hanoi approves of this technological haunting. Finally, the dead are getting with the times. Back home, suburban moms are forming covens centered around suspicious PTA bake sales. What seem like innocent cookie swaps have turned into rituals using enchanted dough that makes children hyperactive with demonic energy. The baked goods leave trails of ectoplasm and compel husbands to do chores at midnight. Doctors are seeing cases of sugar possession where victims speak in long-dead languages while craving more treats. The pattern suggests a larger plot to control school boards through buttercream frosting. Parents, check your cupboards tonight. Our weather report from the void predicts heavy ghost showers over the Midwest, with a chance of spontaneous poltergeist activity. Don't forget your umbrellas made of salt and iron, folks. In entertainment, a popular reality show about ghost hunting has crossed into actual summoning, with contestants vanishing into pocket dimensions live on camera. Producers swear it's special effects, but the blood on the lens says otherwise. Finally, tonight's Conspiracy Corner. Your refrigerator is plotting against you, using expired milk to communicate with parallel universes. Listen closely next time it hums. Thank you for joining me, you magnificent freaks of the night. This has been Jane Hanoi on the Dark Sewer Network News. Stay weird, stay wary, and remember, the shadows are watching back. Good night, sleep tight, and may your sewers stay clear of the unknown. Sweet dreams in the darkness, darlings.
was A Tribute there. Guy's been doing a lot of great songs lately. That's 3 Foot Heels. If you like any of the music you heard, make sure you go to SoundCloud/like/Nick the Rat, and you could, well, it's CC by 3.0. Go say hi to them. Why, I'm talking like Nick the Rat again. What the hell? My voice is changing. My voice is always changing. I can't control myself. It's pretty late. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here. But, oh, look at that, a Streambo guy. Streamboo! I always get one of those people coming in here at around this time. Is it like, is it Streamboo hour? Is that what's going on here? I'm gonna open up the phone lines. Why the hell not? I'm gonna listen to some voicemails now. 917-719-5923. Let's end the show with some voicemail. Wait, is this which one did I just click here? Did I click this? Is this right?
Hour or so. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is anymore. Where's my Casio? That motherfucker better not have taken my Casio. I think there's a clone. I think there's a clone inside of the studio. I think there's something happening. There's something really strange going on right now. I don't know who that person is. It's not me. Whatever he's been saying, do not listen to him. He's a liar. He's a fibber. He has a great voice, but he does sound really pretty good. I've been listening. That's pretty cool. But he's not me.
Who is this?
Don't worry. I will get out of here as soon as I find...
I don't know.
But it's not me.
That was pretty creepy. That was pretty creepy, everybody. Oh man, I can't wait to see the back rooms. I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out. I really want to see it. All right, let's see. We got another voicemail here. We got a lot of voicemails.
To accept this call, press 5. To refuse this call, hang up now. To block this call and all future calls, press 9.
5?
Hello, you have a call at no expense to you from
John Fletcher,
an inmate at Caddo Correctional Center. To accept this call, press 5. To refuse this call, hang up now. To block this call and all future calls, press 9. Hello, you have a call at no expense.
Damn, I gotta get Caddo Correctional Center. Imagine that's really where he's staying. Oh, Johnny boy. Let's see where it's a prison in Shreveport, Louisiana. Maybe he's staying there. It's John Fletcher at that place here. He's oh wow, look at that. He's in AI right now. He's got a middle name. John Michael Fletcher, 42, was booked into Caddo Correctional Center in Shreveport, LA. Specifics regarding his current custody status, booking charges, and bond are available directly through the Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office inmate roster. Can I check him here? Look for the names. Gonna search for Fletcher here. Fletcher. John Michael Fletcher, booked 4/11 age. He's there. There's this fucking picture. Oh my gosh. All persons are presumed innocent until proven guilty. He's 6 foot tall and weighs 175 pounds. Look at that. Oh man, John. It still makes me sad. He wants an interview, allegedly. Looks good in orange, though. All right, we got more voicemail.
Hey, Nick, how's it going, man? It's Rick from Baltimore. Hope you are doing well, sir. Had a friend over. We weren't 3 blind mice because there were only shit.
2.
No, there wasn't only shit. There were 2 of us, so we were the 2 blind mice. And we were too stoned to run. And thankfully, no farmer's wife came after us with a carving knife. But anyway, I wanted to say what's up to everybody. Everybody in the sewer chat.
Go, Rick.
What's up, people? Hope you all are doing well. Anything else that I want to say? Oh no, Rick, you're the one leaving this stupid message. Oh, I am, aren't I? Well, yeah. I will do one more thing. I will have a shot of alcohol, and then I will leave you in peace. How about that? What do you think there, sewer chat?
Go
yeah,
for it.
Okay, let's do it. All right, here we go.
Do it. Chug, chug, chug.
Ooh.
What are you drinking there, Rick? I hope it's tasty.
Thank you, iPhone. All right, catch you later, everybody. Much love.
Mwah. That's a kiss for you. Two blind mice. Wait, I gotta give two. Mwah. Mwah. That's for the two blind mice. Wherever Rick presides. I could check that out a little bit later. I'm gonna go to his house and steal his alcohol. Let's see if we have any other voicemails. I think we do. Let's check out this voicemail. That's weird. This is that one's not working. We have another voicemail here. Let's see if this one works. That one is not working. Here we go. We got another voicemail. Let's see. This one looks like it's going to work.
Hey, man, I just had surgery today, and now there's a cat trying to climb on me and make me cry. But I wanted to say, I hope you have a good show tonight.
I think
I'll try and catch it later.
Yeah.
I haven't been very good at catching them, but I caught the one about the submarines and the undersea cables and the whales, and that was pretty cool, man. So, good show tonight. Later.
That was a pretty interesting show. That was the whales are going crazy. There's something under the water. I don't know what's going on, but something is going on. Looks like we have a couple more voicemails here. Let's check them out. Wait, we had some phone calls. When did those come in? June 2nd? This is June 11th. Okay, we got some more voicemail. Let's try another voicemail here.
Hello?
Oh, God.
Hey, Nick.
Hey.
I think that was the voicemail. Anyways, I just finished cutting my grass. Fixed the 2 yards. Fucking sucks. So I'm out here, and it's like 20% chance of rain. Oh, okay, fuck. I've got 2 fucking bombs. Now, step out, I'm a little windy. So I step out, I start, and I'll cut my grass.
What?
Oh, holy shit, fucking starts raining. No problem, waterproof foods. Best thing about waterproof foods, no water gets in, no water gets out. It's running down my fucking legs, into the boost, and I'm marching through a fucking swamp. Adios, mofo.
All right, we have one more voicemail we're going to play tonight. We do have some other ones, but I'm going to play them next week because of reasons.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
I know Spanish. He said, hello, how are you? Hola, muy bien, muy bien. That means hello, very good. Y tú? That means and you. See, I should move to Mexico.
Mucho caliente.
That means very hot, very hot. Mucho caliente. Now, if he wanted to say cold, frijo, I actually have no idea how to say cold in Spanish. I don't even know how to say caliente. Frijo is right. There we go. Look at that. See, look, I know, sometimes you know stuff, you don't even know how you know it. I probably have a Mexican demon inside of me somewhere.
O solo stove, grande, Colorado.
A solo stove. So he's saying, hello, how are you? It's very hot in a single stove in the big Colorado. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. I might have to go back to school for that one. I don't know what he's
Arvidarchi.
Arvidarchi, that is the name of, that's like a food. It's like a fish with tomatoes, chopped up fish, served cold. What is this? I got video proof of what? Of a Sasquatch? Somebody sent me a video of something. Let's paste this here. This came from somebody.
There's a massive cliff with a drop of more than 1,200 feet.
Really?
So extreme it feels like the edge of the world. Or that the Carolinas hide mountain regions so intense they can...
Yeah, that's basically what it's just all forest. There was all trees and stuff there. You're driving around, all you saw were trees. It's pretty cool though. It was nice. It was weird. Like if you, I was looking at houses. Some houses. I'm going back to North Carolina, talking about the houses there. There was around 400,000 for some places, and there was definitely some places that were not worth that much, but they were trying to sell it for that much because they probably were like, oh, everybody else is selling for that price around here. I gotta sell for that. But there was a whole bunch of fucking junky houses, and it's like, wait, how is this beautiful house that's really well put together the same price as this junk garbage hole that smells weird? It's not supposed to be. But these people, they're like, oh yeah, I could probably make some money off of some people trying to move right now. It was eye opening. I'm happy I was able to get around. So I just want to say that was a fun time. Let's see. What else do I have to talk about before we close the show tonight? There's the AI bubble. I want to talk about that a little bit. I heard Google is trying to get ahead of the AI bubble by they sold a shitload of stocks. I think did they sell? Did Google just sell a ton of stocks to beat the AI bubble? They did something. They did something recently. Google's parent company Alphabet did not sell stocks to avoid a bubble. Rather, it raised $85 billion in the largest equity raise in history to fund its massive artificial intelligence structure. The move, which included a $10 billion private placement to Berkshire Hathaway, is intended to aggressively expand data centers and computing capacity. All right, so they're putting more money in. They're putting more money. There's a bunch of IPOs coming out soon. I think Anthropic is dropping soon. The thing is, I don't think that it's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. I think it is gonna pop. What AI does is impressive. I use it. I think it's cool. It's a great tool. But here is the reason why I pretty much know it's going nowhere. Have you read the latest incredible book that AI wrote? Have you seen the latest incredible movie that AI has made? No, you haven't. What you have seen is funny short skits that look okay. You've read funny short stories that were decent, but there was no number one seller. There's no top hit song by AI. There's no top Times bestseller book by AI. There's no movie in the theater making millions of dollars by AI. Now, will this happen? I don't think it could. I don't think AI could ever make a great piece of art. It could make decent pictures, but could it make a really great image? Can it make a masterpiece? Could it? I don't think it could. I don't think it could do. I think it can make things fast. It can make it quick. It can make it dirty, fast, and quick. But Dirty Fast and Quick is not going to replace the masters. It'll be a great tool, but it'll always need a human involved. It's going to need a human editor to be able to do these things. It's not going to be able to, you can't just say, make me a best-selling movie, make me a best-selling book, and click a button and have it make a best-selling book. Will an author be able to use AI to help edit a book that they've written or help work through making it? Sure. But will it ever be able to do it by itself? I don't think so. I don't think a monkey will ever be able to press a button and have AI make something that people want. I've seen silly stuff made by AI. I've seen some really funny videos. I've seen some pretty impressive videos, but it's never going to be a full motion picture that's interesting. It's always gonna just be, it's cool for little internet clips. It's cool for little things and all that. But that's not going to be the thing that generates money. Now, will it be good for code? Yeah, it's great for code. But the code it makes still needs to be checked by people. It needs people to look at it. And yes, you could make AI agents that look at other AI's work, and you could have AI, you could slop them together. It could be AI all the way down. It could be turtles all the way down. But in the end, you'll still need people. Because the AI is more like, they're demons. They're not, you can't have, without people, there are no demons. Without the soul, you can't have the added on thing. So I hope the bubble pops sooner than later, because hard drives and RAM and pieces of computer are way too expensive right now. A $300 hard drive that you could have bought a year ago is now $900. RAM is 5 times as much money as it used to cost, because they're buying it up and they're putting it into data centers. They're taking away your computer from you to put it in a data center, and they're going to have you leasing your computer. They're going to make computers so expensive that the only way you'll be able to use one is to lease it. And that's retarded. I don't think ESP32s, what's an ESP32? Is that like something cool here? Maybe they're I guess some things will be cheaper too. I'm not, let's see here. It's a powerful low-cost family of Espressify systems featuring built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Internet things, smart home device, robotics, and highly sort. Yeah, but can you play video games on there? How much does that cost here? $7, $8. Wow, that's pretty damn cheap. That's pretty damn cheap there. Holy smackaroonies. All right, maybe there's hope. Things do get smaller and cheaper, though. You got a point. Oh, this looks cool. Meshtastic. This looks dope. I want one of these. Yeah. And all these the companies are all cannibalizing each other's markets. There's going to be like a tech war soon. It's fucking Intel and Nvidia are going to have a fight. They're going to start spanking each other because Nvidia is making CPUs now, or the GPU CPU combo. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think the bubble has to pop. I think better happens sooner than later. You could have your little AI bot locally, and it can make calls to servers somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it'll get better. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe AI will become a fucking super overlord that could make a book that people will want to read. I don't really see it happening, though. let's see what AI thinks. Do you think AI will ever write a New York Times bestseller without any human interaction or involvement? Oh, look at this. AI thinks it will. Yeah, it's going to be crazy after the bubble pops. It's going to be like, hey, everybody's going to have supercomputers for cheap. Yes, this is what Gemini thinks. An AI will almost certainly write a New York Times bestseller without human involvement. As AI language models grow more advanced at narrative plotting, yeah, right now they don't, though, the barrier will become one of marketing and reader perception rather than capability. Whether the book gets recognized is a different story. And guess where it's getting that information from? Reddit. AI is Reddit. Imagine reading a book created by Redditors. Shoot me in the face. That's the scariest part about AI, I think, is that most of the stuff that they scraped to build these things came from Reddit, didn't it? Isn't fucking most AI basically Reddit threads and posts? Which you could even see right here. The formula advantage. AI can already write highly competent structured narratives, particularly in formatic genres like cozy mysteries, thrillers, and romance. And this came from Reddit R Books. Look, this guy right here with 41 uptoots, UBC staffer 123. So the AI is saying that AI is going to be great because somebody on Reddit said it's going to be great. This is New York Times. Where are we going? We're going down the rabbit hole here. And then you can't even read. How does AI scrape this if I can't even scrape it? Either way, AI thinks it's hot shit. I don't know if it's going to be. Maybe AI assisted. Let's see. How long do you think this will take? Let's see how long it'll take. The timeline for a 100% AI-generated book to hit the New York Times bestseller list without human intervention will likely happen between 2027 and 2030. But that came from one guy's opinion. Kevin O. Shagahanessy. So this is the weird thing, man. All these, this is like contacting demons. Like you ask it, and if somebody doesn't read this little thing right here, it's going to think that this answer is 100% correct. They're like, oh, wow. AI is going to be writing its own books in 2027. Yeah, well, that's one person's opinion. That's Kevin O. Shagahussy's opinion over here. And so it's not really an opinion that's true. It's one person's opinion. It's not a fact. It's one person's opinion. It's not even like an AI generated opinion. It's an AI guesstimate. What does Claude think? Let's ask Claude, because Claude is like, hold on, let me log into my Claude account here and ask the same question to Claude. Do you think that AI will write a New York Times bestseller, which is still fucking, who cares about that, but seller book without human intervention? And if so, what's the timeline look like? Let's see what Claude thinks about the same question. Ask Quen. Quen will just fucking break if I ask it. Like, bleh. Quen's good for whatever, but let's see here. Claude says, honestly, yeah. I think it's when, not if, but without human intervention is doing a lot of work in that question. So let me unpack how I actually see it playing out. The short answer, probably within 5 to 10 years for the technical capability. But the recognition of it as a bestseller is a thornier problem. So this is weird because Claude doesn't give its sources of what it's finding, where it's finding this, but either way. Where we are now, 25, 26, AI can write structural, competent novel. It could plot sustained voice, build characters, but what it lacks is the kind of earned specific human interior. Either way, the real threshold, it says 2030. All right, 2030, that's 4 years away. Yeah, Claude doesn't cite these things. This is where I think a genuinely good AI novel, one that earns its place, becomes plausible, not because AI will have lived, but because the models will have internalized enough narrative craft and human emotional logic from training that it starts to approximate the effect, even if the source is different. This sounds like some hokey pokey baloney. The deeper philosophical wrinkle, if an AI is trained on every human story ever written, is that without human intervention? I argue no. Well, yeah, that's another thing too. Like, who's going to push the button? AI can't push the own button. Like, AI won't have the urge to write a book or the power to do it. You need a person to say, write me a New York Times bestseller. So that's already with human intervention right there. So it's kind of like an Ouroboros. It's but instead of a snake, it's a turd. It's like a turd eating a turd, and it breaks down. And from what I've seen of what we have today, even if they do upgrade the models or change the model still starts to break down. And I think that I can't see it happening. I can't see like a masterpiece being created by an AI. I could see a human being heavily involved in creating a masterpiece and using AI in it. Like there might be an incredible movie, and because there's already computer generated graphics in movies. Like fucking, if Jurassic Park had AI assisted generated dinosaurs, it would still be a great fucking movie because there's great acting in it and great story, etc., etc. So I really don't care if there's some slop involved in a masterpiece, but the bubble is way too big. Like the bubble they're building, the billions of dollars. It's probably even, how big is the AI bubble? Is it $1 trillion yet? Are we getting close to $1 trillion? 730 billion. That's for Anthropic. That's for OpenAI. Anthropic's at 38. Oh, so we're like in. Oh my God! The total AI spending is expected to exceed $2 trillion. Somebody said one part already popped, which, not really. Whatever. Yeah, this is way too much money. It's affecting reality in strange ways. And there's going to be an awakening soon. When? I wish I knew so I could short the market. But AI is CGI 2.0. Yeah, it is. But they're making it out to seem like AI is like, it's a god. It's going to fucking replace every worker in the world. No, that's not something it could do. It could help every worker in the world, but then again, it's became too expensive. Like the tokens, man, the tokens, they're too much money. The compute power. And also, somebody's got to check it. It can't just fucking, it's also, I'm not very scared. But, Does cool stuff, though. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, hey, the printing press and all that, and the steam engine. Oh, the steam engine is going to be the god. It did take away a lot of jobs. Instead of people fucking rowing boats, the Vikings lost the need to have people pushing the boats because now they got the steamboat. They have one mechanical thing to power the boat instead of having 50 people do it. But you find the right place for it, the right place and the right time. There's nothing that is going to destroy the world. Not even the nuclear bomb. Not even nuclear energy is fucking... I don't know why they don't make that even more big. Like, man, the nuclear power could... that should be like... Nuclear power should be the bubble that keeps growing and doesn't pop. That should be the... That should be the go-to. Anyway, yeah. Nuclear? You could, we got infinite energy. Okay, people are flying down the street in levitating cars because there's power strips on every street because there's a nuclear fucking generator in the middle of town, and we don't need to go to gas stations. Let's do that kind of craziness. Why aren't we doing insane shit like that? Instead, we're making silly fucking text-based gods, text-based demons. We should be doing something crazy. Because of the explosions. They might explode, and then, I'm going to blow up the world now. We could live underground like the mole people. I'm going to ride the atomic bomb into the place to blow it up. Isn't it weird that Dr. Strangelove sounds like the guy from Schindler's List? They sound the same, right? Did Dr. Strangelove sound like the guy from Schindler's List? The guy from Schindler's List. Is that like just... They do not say it, but he does sound just like it.
Mr. President.
Mr. President.
I would not rule out the chance to preserve a nucleus of human specimens.
Who's the guy from Schindler's List? Schindler's List. It was, I forget the guy's name. Fucking, yeah, this guy.
Bielski told me the other day, the wire body from the myth of Bielski down the line.
This guy, right? Didn't he sound
25.
like this in Schindler's List?
As soon as piece of I could have got more. Person is dead.
No, it wasn't him.
For the...
Who was the...
Yes, as will manage. You lost weight. They'll be respected.
I could have sworn there was a guy that sounded like this in Schindler's List.
Telling you what to do.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
I can understand all that, I know you. What you want is your own sub-camp.
He doesn't sound exactly like it, but okay, whatever, yeah. Ralph Fiennes, Schindler's List. But he definitely had the voice going on about... He sort of sounded like it is, yes, he...
No.
No.
1 hand of 21.
Where's your Auschwitz? I'd never do that to her.
Okay.
No, I want her to come back to Vienna with me. I want her to come.
My memory is pretty bad. Okay, so he doesn't really sound like Dr. Strangelove. All right, so he sounds more normal. But Dr. Strangelove was a very good movie, and I hope that everybody has a great week. And I will see you next week on Nick the Rat Radio. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys very soon, and I love you all. Good night and good luck. Let's close the show with Free Vibe Vault with Retired Sensei in a Neon Alley. Good night, everybody. And remember, Nick the Rat loves you more than a computer does.
Before me, Raphael. Behind me, Gabriel. On my right hand, Michael. On my left hand, Oriel.
Don't kill!